now. But imagine if I was recording all the way through, though. Like, how messed up
Oh
would it be?
wow.
Dylan, you just admit to all the people you hate it. So
I mean, we haven't spoken in so long, and I'm pretty sure they're not even on my friends list anymore, so it's fine. Anyway, hello everyone, how do you do?
Hello there.
Hiya.
We have got a guest today. First off, would you like me to introduce you by your handle or by your human name?
Neither.
We shall leave you as cute little doggo then.
We
You know,
have
you
two
just-
doggo pictures. I just noticed.
Mine is my dog looking like an absolute tank in a hat. It's a very aggressive picture, but I was like, perfect.
Very cute. It's
You
aggressively cute.
yeah. You just need to introduce me as the world's most amazing trash bag, Jenny McCook.
Alrighty then, the most
That's
amazing trash
it.
bag.
You got a trash panda and a trash bag.
Hell yeah! So, welcome, and then we've got the usual suspects of the David, the original,
Original David.
and we've got the Pandacoot herself. Hello, Amy.
Hello.
Right, and today we are talking about characters that we really like from anything. But as is tradition, what did you guys watch? Tell me this week.
Who wants to go first?
I don't know.
Well, someone go first. Okay, from the
I'll
right.
go.
Yay! There you go.
Yay!
So I have been heavily into RuPaul's Drag Race. The
Oh,
new
do say.
seasons in both US and UK. Ugh,
Yes.
I've been obsessed. And what else have I been watching? I watched Mean Girls yesterday for the fun because I'm furloughed and have nothing to do.
Oh,
And then Snowpiercer on Netflix as well. I've been watching, which
Series
I
or
have been
film?
enjoying. Series, surprisingly, even though
Ooh.
I'm not a big fan of series, but it's intriguing.
Nice.
I've been meaning to watch that.
I like that the guy from Hamilton's in it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
David Diggs.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson. And I kind of just wanted him to rap all of his lines throughout it. I feel like it would be much more entertaining, but we can't
That
all
would
get
be
what we
very
want, can we?
Oh, if only we could.
That'd be very cool.
That's all I've been watching. Not that much, actually.
Fair. And Amy?
Cool. I just caught up on both the UK and US Drag Race as well. Pretty cool. I also ended up watching Avengers Endgame, and then I started rewatching WandaVision because I love it so much, and like the new episode needs to hurry up.
Yeah, I feel the same way about that.
Yeah.
So
I
many
started-
mixed reviews about WandaVision.
I haven't actually seen any reviews, so I'll have to have a look.
I'm still on
Um,
episode 3, so meh.
What else did I watch? Oh, I started watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air again as well.
Nice, a classic.
And that's
Sweet.
pretty much it, because I've just been going through a Marvel marathon that I've now finished, and I'm like, what do I do with my life now?
Fair enough. I mean, that was a fair chunk you got through as well, pretty quickly as well.
Yeah,
Right then,
Very true.
David.
That's like 23 films and a show now, so
yeah.
that's
Oh.
quite a lot. I have also watched the most recent episode of WandaVision a couple of times, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, a couple of times.
Um,
Wow.
Yeah,
Gotta spot all those Easter eggs.
of course. And I have also been watching The US Office for the second time now. I watched it for the first time a couple of years ago, and now I'm doing a rewatch. Just making my way through season 6 right now, and really enjoying it once again. And that's pretty much it. But I did also watch Coming to America earlier today, and really
That's a
enjoyed it.
film.
Oh, fantastic! I love Coming to America.
It's
so good. Samuel L. Jackson in a little role.
Yes, he is. He's the diner robber, if I'm not mistaken.
That is him, yeah.
Yeah. I remember Coming to America.
Are you excited for the sequel?
Sure. Just sure. We'll see.
That's fair.
Like everything, we'll see.
Understandably.
Yeah.
How about you, Dylan? What have you been watching?
I finished Haikyuu all the way, so caught up to the series, finished the manga, did all of it, very satisfied. And now I'm rewatching the first 4 seasons of Uno 3 Hill. And I'm really liking it.
Nice.
I didn't peg you as a One Tree Hill fan, Dylan.
Oh, mate, I watched it back when it was still airing, and now I'm rewatching it.
How does it
Nostalgia.
feel?
Do you know what? It's better written than I remember it being. Which I didn't think I would say. Got some pacing issues, but beyond that, it's pretty dope. I wonder if I'll have the same thoughts when I rewatch Vampire Diaries and Pretty Little Liars and stuff like that. I doubt it, but you know, man can hope. Right. Well, now we come to the issue at hand. We're going to be talking about people that we like who are on screen that we have fond memories of. Now then, we'll go from right to left, starting with the ladies, as it is quite polite to do so. So Amy, because you are going with 4 characters per medium, rather, how's about you give us 4 1 medium's worth of characters that you really like, just so that,
Okay.
and then we'll take turns saying one at a time.
Yeah, fine, because otherwise I'll just be here talking for ages. So, I'll go with anime characters first then.
Okay, I'm gonna have to be very quick in searching for images.
I'll give you some time. So this isn't in any particular order because I could not pick an order for them.
That's
so,
fine. Don't worry about it.
My first character is Naofumi, who is he's a character on an anime called Rising of the Shield Hero.
Very good choice.
It's very good, and it's very fantasy based, so it's kind of like, it's a bit like stepping into Dragon Age or something like that kind of style. But what I like about his character is he's given what's perceived as the shittest weapon, the shield. And they're all like, oh, he's gonna die because he's literally just got a shield for a weapon. But he actually is very smart about how he levels up and stuff like that. And I just really loved it because I was like, they're giving attention to a character that's usually, oh, you're the shield, so you're just like the tank of the group. So, yeah, I like him. He's a good character.
Yes, and I don't think I know any character that goes through as much shit as he does.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would outright be a villain if I went through the same stuff he does. Like, I'm not nearly as nice of a person as him.
Oh no, I fully thought, are we gonna get like a situation where he is just a villain in the end? But I was like, oh no, he's just like, I would say more of an anti-hero, kind of.
I mean, season 2 is on the way, apparently, so
This is true.
who knows? And what are the others on that particular catalogue?
The next one is Saitama, who is also known as One Punch Man. And he does what it says in the title. He can literally kill people with one punch. And I think he's done in a really good way because, like, you would think it'd be boring watching a show about a character who's so overpowered, but, like, genuinely his character is basically he's bored. He wants someone who can match him. So like most of the anime is just him looking for a worthy opponent. And he's also super sarcastic and literally everything he says is hilarious. So it's very not to love.
Yes, very much so. If you haven't watched One Punch Man, I highly recommend it, even for non-anime fans. It's very good. Season 1 is
It's
great.
very good.
I've been interested to watch it.
Do
If
it.
you like
It's on Netflix.
superheroes, it's a good show because they do a commentary on superheroes and
Okay.
the nature of them and stuff like that.
Imagine Justice League if it was a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
And Saitama is the equivalent of Superman. You'll have fun.
Yeah, you will enjoy it if you like superheroes and anime and stuff.
Good to
The
know.
next one, Michael. Sorry.
No, it's alright. I was just saying good to know.
The next one might cause a bit of a like debate as to whether or not it counts as anime because it's a character from Ruby. But I'm going to say it anyway.
Do it. I don't care.
Okay, so the character's called Nora Valkyrie, and she's basically if Thor was a teenage girl and he liked to go and boop people on the nose. And she has a hammer, like she can control electricity as well. She's extremely hyperactive. Just relate to her so much. She just makes me laugh all the time.
Is she the redhead?
Yes. There's
Pink
two
outfit?
redheads in, I think.
She sounds like me on like a Friday night.
She's a very fun character. Like she's always like the light-hearted one, and she's like the one that's making jokes while everyone else is like, "Oh my god, we have a serious problem," and she's just there swinging a hammer. Like, I don't care.
It's all cool, bro.
She's great. I love her.
Okay, I hope I got the right person on screen. Redhead, pink outfit, big hammer.
Yep, that's the one.
Fantastic. Cool.
Yeah, and my last character from anime is Tetsuya Kuroko from Kuroko.
Oh, yes.
I love him. Like, as a basketball player, if it was real life, he would not be able to be a basketball player because he's so short. But he's actually really good at like deception, so he like manages to confuse other players so like they're distracted with him while the rest of the team start scoring baskets, and it's just like that's really cool.
On that, sports-wise, you'd be surprised how many short basketball players there are.
Oh.
Yeah, like in comparison to the rest of the dudes in I was about to say Karasuno, but Kuroko, and you compare Kuroko himself, like you've got comparisons like Stephen Curry and Steve Nash from like a few years ago. So there are examples of decently small, petite boys playing basketball at a NBA level. So it happens. Don't knock height.
I didn't know that because I don't know much about basketball, so that's my bad. I learned something today.
Yeah.
My point is, like, a lot of people underestimate him then because of how short he is, and then obviously he's actually way more competent than they give him credit for. So I kind of like an underdog.
Yeah.
Those are my anime choices. Ta-da!
Cool. And next we have the wonderful Jan. What is your first pick?
My first pick, which some people may love, some people may hate, is Elle Woods from Legally Blonde.
Oh, that's a choice.
Yeah, I like her a lot because, well, you could go with the obvious, like, oh, she like goes to Harvard and stuff, but I think on a deeper level, I relate to her a lot because, especially in like my first year of uni, and I did play it up, but I pretended to be dumb a lot more than I was, and a lot of people just assumed that I was very much dumb when in actual fact, I am a smart young lady, and I can do anything that I put my mind to, like she does. And I love the court scene when she walks in her pink suit, And you're like, yes.
So good.
You're like, yes, send that hoe to jail. Do it. Do it. So that's my first pick. Debate, go.
I haven't seen Legally Blonde in like 15 years, so...
Shame on you. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then. I remember...
It's so good.
Look, I'm not debating on the quality of it, I'm just saying I haven't seen it in 15 years. Get off my back! Jeez!
Okay, sorry.
I would just...
I actually. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just buying time so that I can actually get a picture of her on screen for people to see, that's all. Anyway, what do you want, David? Tell me.
He's gone.
Oh no.
I was just gonna say, I stayed around at a friend's a couple of years ago, and she actually put on Legally Blonde, and I was like, okay, I'll watch it with you. And I actually ended up quite enjoying it. And I really liked Elle Woods in the film, and I thought Reese Witherspoon was great in the role. And I can really see what you mean about how inspiring the film can be.
I also like the fact that it's like a complete and utter satire of everything that people expect a dumb blonde to be. Like, it's just plays into every single stereotype, but it's able to just reverse it. And I think it also shows you that skills are transferable. Like,
Yep.
To be a lawyer, this is me going off in my own little brain. To be a lawyer, you have to be able to present yourself well, talk in front of people, do all that. She was the leader of a sorority, so she knows how to command an audience. She knows how to do all those things. And I think it's a good way of looking at how you can write your own story as well.
Yeah, it's leveraging what opportunities you have when you're young to make best use of them when you're rolled in whatever career you decide to have.
Exactly.
Yay. Okay, so what do you think of Legally Blonde 2?
I'm here for the gay dogs.
Okay, I haven't seen it, so I have no idea what that context has.
Neither do I.
I just heard I'm there for the gay dogs, and I'm like, okay. Clearly.
I mean,
Legally Blonde 3.
It's literally what she says. There are gay dogs in Legally
Yeah.
Blonde
So her chihuahua ends up being gay for this senator's dog, and because of them two dogs being gay together, she ends up changing the law against animal testing. So there you go.
You know, I think there's, you know, that moment when you, like, your brain just kind of explodes because of what you just heard. Like, I'm experiencing that at this moment. Like, my mind's kind of blown by that.
But who says it can't be true?
I need time to process that. I've watched some weird stuff, but that's gotta be at like top 10.
They're making a Legally Blonde 3, aren't they?
I was gonna say, I wasn't sure if I imagined that or if that was true or not. But I haven't
Yeah,
heard
I
anything
think-
in like years.
Because you know the way Reese Witherspoon has her own production company now.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think she's maybe taking more to do with the background scenes, but like obviously she's going to be in it. But I think that's how that whole reboot came about. Because she actually, she was at some sort of conference somewhere. She was talking about her production company and how it only uses stories with strong female leads. And she said one of the strongest female leads she's ever played is Elle Woods. So I'm not surprised that they're reviving it.
Cool.
I think it's meant to come out next year or 2023. I'll just look it up.
Dylan, we're having a watch party at yours.
I mean, if COVID lets up, sure. Or we can do it online and just bask in the moment.
Yeah, May
That's
20th, 2022.
Don't even. That's the day before my birthday.
That's the month of my
Wow.
birthday. Wow.
Perfect timing.
Well, I guess if we're gonna have a party, Jenny, I guess we know what we're gonna be doing.
Yeah, usually it's Eurovision, so we can mix up.
So it's gonna be booze and Legally Blonde 3.
Yeah.
Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait.
Oh my god, like that you saying that just kind of reminded me on something I saw on Twitter. Like someone put on a picture of Ray Palpatine, and it's like, oh, name one character that's been through more hardship than her, and the official HBO Max Twitter just went, name a character, any character. And I was like, are they allowed to roast people being like the official HBO account? Because that was kind of savage. So I guess it's my turn now.
Good times.
Oh my god. And I love the fact that none of you disputed the fact that she was Rey Palpatine instead of Rey Skywalker. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'll get my anime stuff out of the way first so that we can talk about the more wider known ones at the end. But the first one I'm going to talk about is Kamina from Gurren Lagann. Now, this is a show I watched again a fair few years ago, but Kamina always stood out to me because it's loud, he's tough, and it's like he's got more masculinity in his left nipple than most people I know, and I'm like, oh my god, you are just goals right now, you know? And he looks after his friends, he fights for his brother, and, you know, great leader, keeps the people together. He's just exemplifies everything that a guy should be as far as I'm concerned, and someone very good to look at. So yeah, Kamina is just peak character. So, and we only get him for 6 episodes, which is even like, considering he left a greater impact on me watching it, considering it's like a 25 episode show. Like, yes, very memorable. So my pick for the first character is Kamina.
Nice.
Go on, David. Illuminate us.
It's my turn.
Yes, I have
Oh,
decided.
okay.
I mean, we're going from right to left, so...
I wasn't sure if you were gonna go down rundown too.
No, I just got 4 in general.
Oh, okay, okay. I will do the same as you, Dylan. I'll run through anime because I've only got like 2 that I could really come up with. And the first one is actually Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro. Just for the simple fact that it's such a sweet film, and Totoro is such a sweet character that I always, whenever the film pops into my head, I'm just always like, oh, Totoro, and I just smile. So
Gives
it's a
you
character
warm
that
feelings.
exactly. So it's a character that makes me happy whenever I've watched the film. So I've got to go with Totoro. And I whenever I'm in like Forbidden Planet or Worlds Apart and I see like My Neighbor Totoro merch, I'm always like, oh, Totoro. So yeah, that would be my first pick. But my second pick would actually be L from Death Note.
Oh, okay. For a second I was like, ooh, which L is it going to be? You know, and I was getting ready to type E-L-L-E, and it's like L from Death Note. Oh, very simple. Only need to type 1 letter.
Yeah, I just always loved L in the original anime, and I just thought that he was so cool, how he was like this master detective and he was like always on Light's tail. So I thought that was really cool. And you know, even in the American film. I liked Lakeith Stanfield in the film, but obviously, the anime's better. Much,
always
much
is.
better. So yeah, I'd have to go with L for my second character because I just thought he was fascinating, and I loved how he was always on Light's tail.
Cool. Fun fact. Not really a fact, more of a rumination. 2008, Japan released 2 live-action Death Note films.
Yes, they're very good.
Those 2 films were pretty decent. The
I've actually seen them.
Yeah, I ended up watching them before the anime.
Yeah, because I remember it being very late, and I wasn't that old. Like, I was old enough, but I remember watching them and being obsessed with them. And then my mum came in and seen me watch them, and I was like, "Go to bed. You shouldn't be watching this."
Yeah, oof, you never know what Asians are gonna do. It's okay, I'm Asian too. I'm allowed to say that.
That's why no one else responded to it, Dylan.
Yeah, we were just like, we're just gonna let you do that.
Yeah, but feel free to laugh at it. It was meant to be a joke. But what happens afterwards? Ooh, who knows? But yeah, very interesting choices. Like, I didn't actually watch Totoro until I was like 23, which was weird considering how much anime I've like inhaled.
I only
I
watched it for
still
the first
haven't
time.
seen it.
Well,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off then. But yeah, I haven't seen it
No,
yet.
it's
I need to
alright.
watch it.
do it!
Yeah.
In the Almighty was a Shia LaBeouf. Righto then. Amy, regale us with your next 4.
Okay, just let me find my list. I'm kind of pinned to my couch because my cat decided you would make a very good chair. So I'm now a chair for a cat.
Oh my, a chair on a chair.
Yep.
It's like
Um,
16 chairs.
Perfect. I've only picked technically 3. 2 of them are from the same film because I couldn't pick one.
Okay.
But there's a film called Palm Springs, and the 2 main characters in that, I just love both of them. They're just so interesting, and they're basically stuck in a time loop together. So just kind of, I don't want to really explain in case people haven't
Oh,
seen this
hang
one,
on.
and then I end up spoiling
Hang
it.
on.
So.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up. Hang on.
Sorry.
Or maybe I'm breaking up. Who knows?
I think it's been here now.
I could hear Dylan
Amy?
clearly, but Amy was going in and out.
Okay.
Yes.
Dang it. Can you hear me now? Oh, no.
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 characters from Palm Springs, and they're called Niles and Sarah, and they're stuck in a time loop together. I can't really say much more than that without spoiling the film, so...
How could you?
Played by Andy Samberg.
Okay, was that all you were gonna say, or did I cut out?
No,
Me. Or
David,
Amy.
what are you talking about, or me?
David, it stars
Oh.
Andy Samberg.
And Kristen
And-
Milioti.
Okay, I didn't hear the rest
Yes.
of it. Cool. Because
Sorry
I
about
was
that.
just left on the edge of my seat going, ooh, this is gonna be good. It's like, oh, he already said it, but I didn't hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, it's a fun film, and if you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
And
I love Groundhog Day films.
and you like both the 2 main characters, do you say, Amy?
The characters were Niles and Sarah.
Yeah, I was just asking if you like both of them. They're the 2 in your list.
I like both of them, so I guess, yeah, they technically count as 2.
Sweet. I mean, we could count them as 1, but we literally have to conjoin them, like the dragon out of Quest for Camelot.
Oh. Do you want me to say the rest of my film pick? I only got one more because I couldn't think of any.
That's fine, yeah.
It's Baby from Baby Driver.
Nice.
I love him as a character. He's just so cool. That's
I
all I
wish I
have to
could
say,
drive.
really. Yeah, same.
Not even as good as him. I wish I could just drive.
Yeah.
Just in general.
I feel the same way.
Even a go-kart, like anything at this point.
Yeah.
A go-kart is pretty fun, to be honest.
They are fun, but also very difficult to control.
I like Mario Kart.
Oh,
Me
I mean,
too.
if we're going by games, I'm a pro.
We'll have to race sometime.
Do you
I'm
have
good
Gran
at
Turismo?
losing.
Sorry?
Do you have Gran Turismo? Because I will smoke you.
I
Nah,
have Gran
don't have
Turismo. We should play that sometime.
Yeah, I need to get it again because I sold my disc. But yeah, I'll get it. I'll play. I'll do it.
Do it.
Do it.
I'm probably the worst Mario Kart player on the planet.
Do you know, I don't
come
think.
last
Nero beats
every
me up.
single time.
Do you know? I don't think I've ever played Mario Kart.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
it's always been Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, stuff like that. So I've never actually played Mario Kart. Not because I've never been a Nintendo kind of person, and even if I can play it on the PC, I've never played it. So yeah.
That's fair. It's funny whenever I play it with my mates because
You
they're-
smoked them.
No, they're much better than me.
Oh.
But say if I ever get in the lead, one of them will then do everything in their power to get ahead of me. And this is with most games as well. If I beat them, they'll do everything to beat me. Like they'll go full try hard and try to beat me every single time.
You know, they sound a lot like me, only instead of one person, it's everyone.
I never want to play Mario Kart against Ryan because he always wins. Like, they had a competition at a bar and he won the entire thing, and I was like, well, I'm never going to beat you at Mario Kart, am I?
I mean, you could slip something into his drink.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
recommend that at all.
That wouldn't be a good idea.
I would recommend it
Yes,
I-
Jenny.
every time.
I'll
Or,
just
you know,
distract him
Just for a
somehow.
disclaimer, I
yeah,
do
just
not
take
condone
a.
drugging people.
No, like, I was being facetious, of course, you know? Like, if you've got a stick, poke him with it and annoy him instead, you know? Like, get him
A
riled
much
up.
better option.
Yeah, just physically harm him instead.
The
Just...
stick's a much better option.
Oh my god.
Nah, it's cool. I don't mind losing. I'm terrible at Mario, so. I
You see,
Fair
this
enough.
is why
I've got
I
Soul
like
Calibur,
single-player
so-
games.
Oh, like, so this is why, like, I much prefer team sports because then I have someone I can go, okay, I don't have to kill you. I just need to kill that person. Whereas if it's something like table tennis, I'm like, you're gonna die. And if you
Oh, no.
beat me,
I much prefer one-on-one.
Oh, yeah.
Because anytime I try and do team sports or whatever, I try and play every position. And to make matters worse, I don't deal well.
I
It's
don't
like
did
I'm
well.
not good at games because there's too much going on with the screen. So if you can imagine me trying to play every single position on like a hockey pitch, it doesn't bode well. So I just
Fair.
use like individuals where I can like take the other person down.
Yeah. Like, I'm kind of the same when it comes to, like, in terms of competitiveness, like, single player stuff, like, in IRL, like table tennis or something. It's not that I have to beat you. I have to destroy you so hard that you quit the sport. That's how competitive I get.
Yeah. Good luck.
So, yeah.
I know whenever I've played like Smash Bros with my friends, and whether we're like doing a big full-on one-on-one, like all-for-one match, or whether we're playing teams, I always verse one particular friend because we've got this rivalry going on, and it's always so much fun, and I lose every single time.
See, that's why when it comes to virtual games, like I stay away from like comparative stuff because I'm like, if I can't beat them, I'll just keep going till I do, and I know I'll just end up wasting my life if I do that. So try my best to stay away from all of that. That's why I don't play Mortal Kombat and stuff like that as much.
Are you looking forward to the film though?
Do you know what? I am. I saw the pictures and I'm looking forward to it. I'm very curious to see what it is.
I actually watched the film for the first, like the original film,
Oh my
for
days.
the first time a couple of months ago.
I have to watch it again. It's been over a decade since I've seen it.
It was alright.
Paul W.S. Anderson at his peak, man. Did you enjoy it?
It was fine.
Yeah, it's as good as he ever got, so don't worry.
I've seen the Three Musketeers. That's why.
Oh my god, I forgot he did that. Man, that was a ride. Let's just say that.
That was something.
Oh, I enjoyed it, to be fair.
It exists.
Yeah,
It exists, indeed.
right. Baby Driver, that was the last bastard we talked about in terms of fairy characters.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Now, Jennington. What is your next one?
So my second character is Summer from 500 Days of Summer.
Yes.
I am not surprised.
I am excited. That's a good pick.
I remember
I
you
wish I-
bringing that film up one time when we were at uni.
Me?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Right.
I think me, you, and Dylan were working on a project together, and we were just talking about the films that we like, and you brought it up.
Yeah, see, I watched that film so much in, like, not my childhood, but whenever I was a teenager. And the reason I like Summer is because I originally hated her. Because I was like, oh, how could she do that to Joseph Gordon-Levitt? He is an absolute gem, you know? But as I've gotten older and I've rewatched the film, I'm kind of like, Summer had a fair point. You know, she didn't say to him that she wanted a romantic relationship. She plain out told him. But I also like the fact that at the end of the film, the story allowed her to change her mind about how she felt about love. Because I think a lot of people are stuck in their ways whenever they think about relationships and romantic and even friendships. And sometimes I'm a bit like, it's okay to change your mind if you don't want something or if you do want something. And I like that she represents that.
That's
Plus-
really great.
Yeah.
I have to watch that again because, once more, it's a film I've not seen in like a decade.
Yeah, like, as I said, my feelings towards it changed as I grew up and as I more realised, oh crap, like, Tom was the bad guy, which I think everybody knows now, but whenever you're like 13, 14 and have a massive crush on Joseph Gordon-Levitt, you're like, why would she do this? Oh.
You know, my favorite Joseph Gordon-Levitt performance to this day is still 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, I liked
I've
him.
never actually seen
Oh my days, you're missing out, bro.
it.
Genuinely, it's so good.
Heath Ledger is in that film as well.
He
right?
is. He's the male
Yeah.
lead.
Very
Ian, love Heath Ledger.
Oh. Then you got Julia Stiles. And it's just a good film, man.
I'll have to check it out sometime.
Yes,
Plus,
you
it's
do.
based on The Taming of the Shrew.
This is very true.
So, if you like Shakespeare, it's nothing really like Shakespeare, but
Also very
The
true.
baseline story
It's not exactly like DiCaprio's Romeo and Juliet. Let's just say that.
no, but it's fun.
This is
It's
true.
it's a good movie to watch on like a Sunday afternoon. It's that kind of film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah.
get yourself a nice wee cup of tea, some biggies. I
Get
just
some. Yeah.
enjoy it.
teas, cookies, a nice throw to cover yourself in, warm yourself up, and then just watch 10 Things I Hate About You. And have a nice,
Sounds
good
like a
cry.
time.
It's pretty much all I do at night. Just throw, cup of tea, chocolate, and watch One Tree Hill these days. That's what I've been doing the past week. So, yeah. Right.
Nothing.
Sorry?
I just said that there's nothing better.
Oh, nothing better. Okay.
Nothing important was said.
Okay, cool. Okay, fair. See, that makes a lot more sense. Right, so in that case, I suppose it lands to me. The next character I'm going to be talking about is a wee character called Violet Evergarden, and people who's watched the stream before could possibly recognize that name because I have brought it up before, so yay. But she's one of my favorite characters of all time, and considering this is a 13 episode show about a girl writing letters and learning about the meaning of love, it's probably my favorite show of all time. I genuinely love it so much, and the character of Violet has so much to do with that. Because she starts off as a pretty blank slate, and with each episode she just grows, and you see her turn into a well-realized person. And I'll always say this, episode 10 can just go fuck itself. And if you watched it, you'll know why I say that. Then by the time the season ends, you're just left completely satisfied by her journey, and you're thinking, do you know what? There are many meanings to love, and she's learned them all. And there's, well, most of them at the very least. And it's great, just celebrating love. Coming from such a heartless person like me.
My cat just managed to mute me.
Clever cat. Oh, I was going to say a joke there. And I was like, no, it's best not to. I'm not as charismatic as Gerard Butler to say this joke.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Because he makes a joke in The Ugly Truth, and I'm like, oh, that was good, but only you can say it and get away with it.
Just put on a Scottish accent.
Yeah, No. Sir David, what is... Oh, I completely forgot to transition and show Violet. Hello, there she is. Anyway, David, what is your characters? What are your characters? David?
Done.
Now that David is on mute, we could just kick him from the call, and he'll be powerless to stop me.
You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver.
That just reminds me of that.
Yes, but I have unlimited power. I can't say it as good as Ian McDermott, but you know what? I'll give it a good fucking go of it. Maybe something came up, so until David gets back, Amy, maybe you can share one from your next list.
Sure. I have lost my phone. Just give me a moment. I had all my list on my phone. Oh no!
Pesky bastard
I
likes to
found
run
it.
away, doesn't he?
It's okay. I found it. I put it down.
And then he sprouts legs and just runs away. Just always does
Yeah. It's always trying to run away from me. I don't know. Sorry, bear with me.
it. No.
Fine then.
I feel like the Jeopardy music should be playing.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Or you can just go do
Oh, no.
do 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 dun 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 dun. Or maybe the Benny Hill.
Benny Hill definitely seems more suitable.
Or maybe the Shining music, blom blom blom.
I
Hold on
have
to ASMR.
I I have TV characters, and I'll just pick one. There's a show I really like called How to Get Away with Murder, and the main character, well, one of the main characters in that is called Annalise Keating, and she's really cool. She's a badass defense lawyer.
Oh,
That's one
Viola
show
Davis.
Hmm?
Is it Viola Davis?
Yeah, Viola Davis. That's the name of the actress. I couldn't remember her name, but yeah, she's very good in it. And
Is
it's
this
actually pretty
Viola
cool as well
Davis
because yeah,
in How to Get Away with Murder.
yeah,
I've been meaning to watch that.
it's very good. Like, it's got drama in it, but at the same time, it's also got like, it's got a bunch of law students that she specifically teaches, and like, she basically handpicks 5 of them to actually help her on real world cases, and basically just follow all of them while there's an ongoing like murder case going on that involves all of them, and it's kind of like, did they do it or did someone else do it? And it's very cool.
Okay, so does she teach the students how to get away with murder?
Technically, yes.
There's a pretty dope course that she's running.
She like literally calls it How to Get Away with Murder. It's like, it's something boring, like, you know, defense lawyer jargon that I don't know, but she's like, actually, like, she gives it the regular term, like, I think it's Law 101 or something, and she goes, AKA How to Get Away with Murder.
Okay, I get what you mean. Play on words, my word.
Fun show.
Cool. David,
Sounds
what was on your
Sorry.
next list?
sorry about that. Something just came up.
That's
But
what she said.
yeah, okay. It's funny that you say that.
Oh my
It's
god,
funny
David,
that-
leave the Pornhub till later. We're in the middle of something.
I was going to go onto TV.
Oh, okay.
One of my favorite characters in
Oh my god, Neil Patrick Harris.
in sitcom television was not Neil Patrick Harris in How I Met Your Mother,
Okay.
but it's actually Michael Scott in The Office, and he says that's what she said a lot.
He does.
Wait, did you just say I'm like Steve Carell? Because I'll take that.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Office is something that I refused to watch for years, and I don't know why I refused to watch it, but I always like put on the first episode and never made it through. But recently I watched like them all, like all the seasons, and I was like, I've been missing out. But yeah.
It's a fun show.
I've only ever
I've
watched
only just
bits and
started
bobs of
watching
it, but yeah. What I watched, I liked.
Nice. One of the things that I think is great about Michael is that he's so caring. Like when you think of a boss, when you think of a boss in some TV shows, they're not exactly the warmest of people. Whereas with Michael, he really does this sense where he cares about his employees and that he genuinely sees his employees as his friends and they're his family. And I love that about Michael Scott, and he treats them like a family. He's happy for them.
Oh my god, did I cut out again?
I think so.
Oh, have I gone off then?
You're back now.
Oh, hi. I
Did
don't
my
know.
connection just drop?
Again, I was like, oh my god, what a cliffhanger. What's he gonna say about Michael Scott next? You had me on the tip of my toes, man. Like, they were so curled, I could feel the blood
Oh,
leaving
I'm
my
worried about
toes.
my connection. Am I?
No, I can hear you, it's fine.
We can hear you.
David?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, I can hear yes.
Did
my-
you just...
Did my connection drop out then?
For a
it
little
might have done.
bit.
Sorry about that.
It's fine, I'll
but
blame
yeah,
BT.
Michael Scott is. I think Steve Carell does so well in the role, and I think in the first season of the show, he's a little bit more like his UK counterpart, David Brent. But I think in season 2 onwards, they really do find ways to make the audience sympathize with the character, and I think that's really great. And Steve Carell really makes the role his own. And I love all the different dynamics in the show that he has between all the characters, whether it's between him and Dwight, Jim, Pam, Ryan, and the multiple supporting characters. And I think Steve Carell does a really great job. And when he leaves the show in season 7, it really makes an impact. And I still enjoyed the show after season 7, but not nearly as much after he left. So yeah, Michael Scott is one of my picks for favorite TV character.
My favorite moment in the office with him was whenever he went to Pam's art show and bought her the painting.
Oh yeah, that's
I was
such a
like,
lovely moment.
I was like, that is, for me, that is by far like his most redeemable moment in my eyes.
Absolutely. Like, throughout the show, you see that he has a nice relationship with Pam. For sure, sometimes, a lot of the time, he oversteps the mark.
Yeah.
But in that moment, he really does truly show that he cares about her a lot.
Hang on. Does that mean he basically did what Christian Grey does? Christian Grey does at the start of 50 Shades Darker by buying Anna's gallery.
What?
I'm so confused.
Like Michael bought Pam's artwork from the gallery. Yeah. Oh, so very cool. It's almost like 50 Shades Darker at the start when Christian buys all of Anna's work.
I guess, but The Office did it first.
Oh my. I'm sure The Office did it in a much sweeter way. 50 Shades Darker was just creepy.
It's one of the sweetest moments in the show.
Okay.
Plot twist. 50 Shades was not written as a Twilight fanfiction, it was written as an Office fanfiction.
It was. We cracked the code, bro.
And they based it off Michael and Pam.
Yeah.
I'm seeing 50 Shades in a whole new light. I'm just imagining Steve Carell as Christian Grey now. Then Pam as Anastasia Steele, and I'm like, whoa, that's a weird combo.
Okay, then. Oh, that's amazing.
Try as you will, I'll always find a way to bring Twilight and 50 Shades into a stream.
That's gonna make the rest of my rewatch very interesting.
You are welcome. And remember, a throw, cup of tea, cookies.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's gonna take me a moment to recover from that.
David is shell shocked.
I am.
Like, who would have thought there would be someone who'd compare The Office to 50 Shades?
I certainly didn't think that.
Only you, Dylan. Only you could do it.
Well, what can I say? I'm a man of many talents. It's okay, David. Breathe. Goose Faber.
From the sound of things, Jan in The Office might have been into some 50 Shades stuff from the way that Michael innocently describes it.
Let's face it, Jan is the older woman that Christian Grey apparently was with when he was younger. That is Jan's character.
So would Dwight be the creepy stalker dude that took all of Anastasia's pictures for the art gallery?
Could be.
We're getting it cracked, boys.
No, maybe that would be Roy, because like Roy's jealous of Christian Grey.
True.
See, we're getting there.
We're putting all the pieces together. Come at us.
ELJ was wrong all
not-
along.
I did not know this conversation was going in this direction.
You are welcome, David.
Okay.
I think we need to move on to let David
Yeah.
get his breath back.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, there's no way the conversation can get weirder.
Would one of you like to talk about another character while I get my breath?
Alright, Amy, you've
Okay.
got a big old list. Would you like to do one more until David gets back?
Okay, I have more TV characters, or I can move on to video game characters. Which would you prefer?
Ooh, surprise me.
Okay, I'll go with video game characters then. So one of my video game characters was Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. Because
remake
he's a miserable
or OG?
bastard. I'm sorry. Both. I would say both. Anyway, no, because honestly, he's just very interesting because I think like he's possibly was one of the first video game characters to be an unreliable narrator. I may be wrong.
That's very
He's
cool.
definitely up there for being one of the earlier
with the
ones.
First, yeah. Because you don't like. How do I go about this without spoiling the game? I mean, I suppose
it's
it's not
20 years
spoiling-
old.
Yeah. Basically, he is not who he says he is for a good chunk of the game. So, like, when you get towards the end and hours of the game, you find out that he's a completely. Like, he's basically super confused about his identity, so he's just adopted someone else's. So, like, you go through this entire game playing as him, thinking, oh, this is the character. And then you get halfway through the game and you find out, oh my god, because of trauma, he's taken on the identity of a different person. And I just love that a video game character is exploring identity like that. So yeah, I have a soft
Nice.
spot for Cloud Strife.
Yeah. I've always been a Sephiroth dude myself. Because
Sephiroth's cool too.
I like big pointy things.
It's fair.
Righto, David. Have you composed thyself?
I have indeed.
Fantastic.
So, staying in the realm of comedy, one of my favorite shows that we talk about many times is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And Jake Peralta, he's the star of the show, and
He's so
Andy
funny.
Samberg is great in that role. But I wanted to go with something a little different. And another one of my favorite characters in that show is Captain Raymond Holt.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah. I like his
Andre-
rivalry with Munch or Wunch.
It's so good. It's so good and spiteful, and I just
Yeah.
love the dialogue between them. And
Like,
the
how
back and
often-
forth is just amazing.
How often do you hear the words, it's awesome and it's spiteful together?
This is true.
Very true. But yeah, I think Andre Braugher is just incredible in that role because he's such a serious character, but I feel whenever I'm watching the show and Holt does something expressive, I feel like Jake, and I've just got like this big smile on my face. Just I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah. Or you're just like, oh, he said an emotion.
Exactly, and I love it when he's having these different dynamics with all the characters in the office, whether it's with Jake or Amy or Terry, Rosa. I love it when he's talking with Rosa. Gina, that's hilarious. But yeah, even with the side characters like Wunch, you see how versatile of an actor Andre Braugher is, and I think that it's just so great. And I love his relationship with his husband, Kevin. I think that's really sweet, and how much he shows that he cares about Kevin through multiple scenarios, whether it's when there was when he was trying to protect Kevin, when he was in a safe house with Jake, he was very protective in that moment. Or there are also times where he really does put his job on the line for his team at the 9-9, and I think that's really great. He's one of my favorite characters on the show, and I think that Andre does a great job.
Yeah, that's fair. He's probably my favorite character as well, and my favorite moment of his was when they all go out drinking, and he just stops halfway going home, comes back and says, "All right, let's beat the fire department."
Yes. That's so good. And he's a very sympathetic character as well.
Oh yeah.
Because you really see the layers pull back as the show goes on, and obviously at the end of the first episode you find out that he's gay, and through his time being a police officer, he's had to deal with a lot of racism and homophobia, and I think that it's really great how the show explores that throughout the show, and how he's risen through the ranks, and how much his job as a captain means to him. And they address that from the start in the very first episode, and I think that it's been there throughout the entirety of the show, and I think that's really great.
You know, when I think of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Captain Holt, I keep thinking that this is what happened to him after having to deal with the Fantastic Four when the Silver Surfer came to town, and the Fantastic Four were just mucking about doing their own shit and just leaving the Captain behind, and just like, come on guys, give me a bone. And just like, nah, small level stuff is what I can handle. No more superhero stuff.
I keep forgetting that he was in Fantastic Four.
I know. I'm pretty sure he forgets as well.
I can't say that I blame him. Not a great movie.
No, it's not.
He's probably like, I'm gonna put that behind.
He's in better things now. That's what matters.
Yes.
And he's been nominated for so many awards for playing Holt as well.
Yeah.
Yay. So, who else is on the television list, David?
Okay, so since 2006, I have been a massive fan of the show Doctor Who, and it means so much to me. I've made a crazy amount of friends just by having shared interest in the show. It inspires so many people in a variety of different ways, whether it's through the writing, art, gets them into the industry, like they're passionate and they want to explore that field. And I know that it's certainly one of the shows that really got me interested in film and TV and media. And the character of the Doctor, it's been around for almost 60 years in various mediums, whether it's TV, games, books, comics. And the show had a 26-season run from 1963 to 1989. And even between then and 2005, when the show came back, there was always different forms of content with the character of the Doctor, whether it's any of the incarnations. I love the show so much, and the character of the Doctor is so special because while each Doctor has different personality traits, they're still all the same at their core. And I think all the actors who have embodied the role have done such a great job inside and outside of the role. And I'll always love the show. I think it's one of the shows that can really do anything really, because it explores so much in the sci-fi fantasy genre, and it's been going on for years, and there are different sides to the Doctor that are explored, and I will always be entertained by the show and the character. I don't know which Doctor is my favorite, because there is some standouts like Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi's great. I could go on really, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of the show, and the character of the Doctor means so much to me.
Cool.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Thank
That
Yeah.
was just so heartfelt, wholesome, positive. The complete opposite of me.
That's pretty much it for TV.
Nobody
I-
can
I-
top that Doctor Who promotion there. Nobody can do it, David.
Yep, time to end the stream. Goodbye, boys.
I've been trying
Mic
to
drop.
find a quote by Stephen Moffat, who was in charge of Doctor Who when Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi were the Doctor, because it's a great quote, and I think that it fully represents the Doctor. But I'm struggling to find it, so I'm happy to pass the torch on to any of you.
Sweet, sweet. Have either of the other two ladies watched The Who of the Doctor?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, Yumi.
Sorry, you go.
I was just going to say, I only watched it when David Tennant was on it. And I don't know why.
Be honest, you got a thing for David Tennant.
David Tennant is a pretty awesome guy, and honestly, I have a crush on him.
He's a Scottish king.
He is.
He is.
That's all I can say. But I don't know. I think it was because whenever I was growing up as such, it was him and Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
I got the name right, yeah. It was them two, and I think it's because they were the ones that were on whenever I was growing up, and it was sort of pre-Netflix, pre-streaming. So
Yeah.
it was sort of a thing that it was on BBC One that you always sort of tuned in because you knew it was going to be like decent quality.
Absolutely, and I
So-
definitely think like the Russell T Davies era of Doctor Who, I'd say that's probably the golden era of the modern series of Doctor Who, at least for me anyway.
I haven't watched any of the old Doctor Who. I keep meaning to. I just haven't had a chance to go back and watch them all yet. But I think I started watching it around Christopher Eccleston time, because I used to watch it with my mum, and she'd like be telling me all about the Tom Baker doctors and her favorite doctors, and I'd be like, cool. And then
Oh, sorry. I thought
and then I stopped watching it right after Matt Smith changed over to Peter Capaldi, and I just kind of stopped watching it for a while. And I've only just recently got back into it, so yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah, the only Doctor Who I've watched was OG William Hartnell, because I just really
love
love.
I love that you went all the way back to William Hartnell.
It's like, I love the old man who's just had enough of everything, just wants to be left alone, but these young people are following him, learning from him, and he's like, oh, fine, I guess I'll protect you. Come here. I like the grizzled old man, so yeah, William Hartnell is just... I mean, I may watch the rest of it one day. I may, but seeing as I've experienced William Hartnell, like, I think I'm good for my lifetime, you know.
William Hartnell was amazing, and I'd highly recommend the docudrama based on the origin surrounding Doctor Who. And David Bradley stars as William Hartnell in that docudrama, and it's a really well written piece by Mark Gatiss, and it's very emotional because they get into why William Hartnell had to leave the show in the first place and why the concept of regeneration was brought into the show. And it's very sad, but it's really, really well done. And it was one of the best things to come out of the 50th anniversary back in 2013.
Oh my
and
god, yeah, I remember that 50th anniversary because the cinema was packed that day.
Yeah. That was an event. But I've actually found the quote by Stephen Moffat on The Doctor. When they made this particular hero, they didn't give him a gun. They gave him a screwdriver to fix things. They didn't give him a tank or a warship or an X-Wing fighter. They gave him a call box which you can call for help. And they didn't give him a superpower or pointy ears or a heat ray. They gave him an extra heart. They gave him 2 hearts. And that's an extraordinary thing. There will never come a time where we don't need a hero like the Doctor. And yeah.
Wow. Right, well, thank you for coming for the stream. It's been wonderful.
David had the best pick. Moving on.
Yeah, see you next week.
Bye.
Right, well, if we're going by the order that we were to start with, Amy, I kind of feel sorry for you.
That's okay. I have to go next. I feel like I'm doing a really bad job of explaining, but I genuinely just don't. Some of them I don't want to spoil, and some of them I don't. I just like them. I'm just like, yeah, I just like this character.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then David comes along and is like,
Drops the emotional bomb on us,
no,
and it's like,
just
for
like,
God's
oh my
sake, dude.
God. I'll do another TV pick then.
Yeah, seeing as
I'm
it's
gonna
your
pick-
turn, you may as well finish your TV-tisms, so...
Yeah. I was gonna pick Eleanor Shellstrop from The Good Place
Yes!
because, oh my goodness, I love this character. Like, she's just like at the start of it, you just kind of you watch it and you just go, she's the worst, and then you gradually go through the show and you constantly want her to get better, and she does, and you're just like, yay, she's nice.
Kristen Bell is so good in that
Yeah.
show.
She
Yeah.
is so good, and she's basically like a female Jake Peralta, I would say.
She is. She really
Jake
is.
Peralta, where do I know that name from?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That makes a lot of sense.
Sorry, my cat's.
You can tell it's been a while since I've seen that show.
Sorry, my cat was being a bit of a dick, so, like, literally all you would have heard was my partner being like, get off the table!
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hear him personally.
That's fine. I was just muting it just in case. But yeah, Eleanor Shellstrop, like, there are so many layers to this character. Like, you basically, as you go through the show, you find out, like, why she's the way she is, and it's so, like, you're just like, oh no. Like, you just want the best for her, and she just kind of, because, like, when you get to see, like, her childhood and stuff like that, her mum was just not very present during her childhood, so she kind of was like, right, well, if people are gonna hurt me, then I don't want to deal with people, so she just kind of pushes them away by being the dickhead first.
I also like the fact that even though she is like the worst in a lot of situations, she's still very, very relatable.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
you can relate to being at your very worst, or if you've like lashed out at someone in some way, like you can pick that up immediately with her character.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like, you can completely relate to her when she does actually, like, she sees her mum in the future, and her mum is just the worst. Like, her mum does, like, all this horrible crap, like, and then she goes out and gets herself, like, a family where she's trying to do better and be a good mum, and, like, poor Eleanor's just there, like, well, why couldn't you have been like that with me? And I completely relate to that, because it's, like, I kind of had that with my brother. Like my mum and dad treated him completely different to me, so I was just like, I relate to this so much. But yeah, she's a good character. I enjoy it.
Definitely. And fun fact, another Mike Scher show we've talked about, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Office, and now The Good Place.
I'm starting to see a pattern.
Oh my. And what is next on the list, dear Ami?
Another TV pick, and it was Sherlock from TV show Sherlock.
Okay. Benedict Cabbage Patch.
Benedict.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like his iteration of Sherlock because I don't know, it's just very cool, and I feel like he pretty much captures the essence of what Sherlock Holmes is like in a modern day setting.
I've never actually seen Sherlock.
Huh?
I've never actually seen it.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah, seasons 1 and 2 were solid.
Yeah.
Season 3 was shaky. Abominable Bride fell off a cliff. And season 4 didn't even bother.
Fair.
David, you've watched it all, right?
I have indeed, and I completely agree with your assessment.
Yay! Agreement!
I only watched the first 3 seasons, but I agree, the first 2 were the strongest.
Series 4 continues that fall off the cliff until it eventually reaches the bottom at the very end.
Fair. So, if you do decide to watch it, Jenny, it's only 6 episodes, seasons 1 and 2, so you'll be done in a day.
And that's all you need.
Yeah. I mean, if you're feeling a hankering it for even more, Elementary seasons 1 and 2, solid. Miss Sherlock, good, only 1 season. And yeah, you can always go back in time.
But not Enola Holmes, according to you.
Fucking Enola Holmes.
Not a fan.
Genuinely, poor Henry Cavill. I was just saying, oh, you deserve so much better every time he popped up in the film. Like, I just want to give him a hug and let him know it's okay. You'll be okay.
I would let Henry
Thanks, talked
Cavill.
about... Sorry.
Okay, one of you were going to say something about Henry Cavill. Go on.
I said I would let Henry Cavill hug me any day.
I mean, who wouldn't, right? It's Henry Cavill. Oh, Jenny, did you watch him making a PC?
No.
He made a PC.
He made a PC, and my god, it's the most wholesome thing I've seen all year. It's only 3 minutes. It's on YouTube. Watch it when you get the chance.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Like these days.
Like, I'm already assuming you're gonna like it, which is why I said you're welcome. But yeah. Anyway, plenty of good Sherlock Holmes content. Hell, even the Asylum Sherlock Holmes films, not bad. And you know how bad they are. Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock's not bad either. I love Sherlock Holmes, if you couldn't tell. It took me Enola Holmes to realize how much I loved Sherlock. So I guess
At least it did something.
it did something good. But yeah, was that the entirety of your TV list, Amy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet. Well then, Jenny, falls on you.
This could be controversial. Well, not controversial. I can't even say the word.
It's okay. I can't English sometimes too.
But I have picked a character that may not be a character,
Okay.
but is an important character. And that is Wilson from Castaway.
Oh my god, yes!
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I actually feel like without Wilson, the plot couldn't really go anywhere. It'd be very hard for that film to be a great film because essentially Wilson is the main character's Chuck's like conscience, sort of the other side, who he bounces his ideas off in a way.
Ooh,
Um,
bazinga.
So Hey. So I think that it's a really interesting way of looking at what is a character. Like, does it have to be not obviously human, but a physical living being? Or can it be something like a ball that is actually the main reason for all the emotional scenes? Like when Wilson dies or like floats away, man, can't hack it.
Yeah, I agree.
That kind of reminds me of Portal with the companion cube.
Oh my god.
Because I got upset when I had to set fire to that poor cube, and it's just a cube, but it's still like, oh, it got me in the feels.
Yeah, and it's a game as well, so you're a lot more active in the participation of the relationship,
Oh yeah.
which is always fun.
I remember going to a friend's house one time, and they actually had like a Wilson ball. And
I used to
just
have a
held on-
few.
and I
Who's
just
your
held on
friend?
to it the entire time that I was there.
All you need is a Wilson in your life and you will be fine. Maybe we should
Exactly.
get like Boris to send out just Wilsons to every household during
Yeah.
the COVID lockdown.
Oh my god, imagine
Yeah.
We
if
need a friend, we got you.
like imagine if our routine between the four of us is every Christmas we send each other a Wilson and say, "We got you, bro."
Really
Like the sound of that.
Listen, weirder traditions have happened.
This
Yep.
is true. I've listened to your radio show in uni. I've listened to some of the weird things you do.
Yes.
I will not say any of them on stream if you don't want me to, but that being said, I have to remember a lot of them.
To be honest, a lot of my uni shows that I did, I don't remember what I actually said because I have a serious case, and it's actually really useful for radio, but I sort of word vomit when I get nervous. And it's great for radio because it sounds like I'm really, really chatty, but in actual fact, I am just talking and I'm not really sure what's coming out. And luckily, it's funny sometimes, so that works.
Yeah, I was definitely
So
having
I
a
have
good
no
time.
idea what you're referring to.
Well, all I will say is I had a good time listening to it on occasion. So, yeah.
Well, make sure you tune in for my next show. Date to be confirmed. Location, BBC Sounds.
We'll have you
Ian,
come on stream and
okay.
put all the lists in the description, all the links in the description. So,
Yeah.
you'll get like 2 people from me.
Listen, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
It's better than my uni show where I got like maximum 5 people listening.
Fair.
That's why I could say what I wanted on there. There was
Yeah.
only 5 people in the world who listened to that.
And one of them was occasionally me, and you knew him, so. Yay.
My best listener.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna be getting all the brand deals. You know, JD, John Lewis, Greg's.
Fine.
Was someone talking, or was I just hearing things?
If you can hear Ryan in the background.
Oh, that makes a lot more
Because
sense.
he's also streaming
Okay.
in the
Like a
same
double
room as me.
rainbow, double stream.
Oh
Double
my.
stream.
Oh my.
Yeah, I don't. Can you hear him?
No. It's not noticeable.
Yeah,
Oh.
very, very faint.
Yeah. It's like a ghost in the wind.
That's fair. It's a shame. He said a really nice thing.
Ah. And I'll never know.
Oh, you can't say that word on YouTube. Oh, I don't
mean,
think people heard you.
I've said stuff like retard and stuff like that on YouTube. I'm pretty sure we're already demonetized, so it's fine.
True. He said the C word though.
Oh, cat.
Yes, cat.
Or caterpillar. Cactus. Cardamom. Chrysanthemum. Color. Coraline. I guess it's my turn next.
Were you just going to keep rolling off the C's until one of us
You're gonna come up with
decided
C
to
words?
pick?
No, like, I forgot it was my turn. I was just looking at Wilson's beautiful face.
As you do.
Yeah. So, my next pick is going to be from a little saga called Star Wars, and it's
Ooh.
Anakin Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Yeah, like, because the prequels came out when I was still, like, single digits, teens kind of things,
Yeah,
so I
same.
grew up with Anakin. And then when I went on to watch episodes 4, 5, and 6, I was like, oh, wow, geez, Darth Vader, kind of a baller. You know, but because I saw him from his, like, childhood days of asking people if they're angels and saying spinning's a good idea to force-choking motherfuckers, I'm like, wow, do you know what?
That escalated.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool dude. And while the execution of the prequels is a bit dismy, I was, as a character, is someone that you could really relate to, you know, like someone that truly cares for the people he loves, fights for them, so much so to the point that he may even end up self-destructing because he cares so much, and then ends up doing some really horrible things. And then it's only the power of family and love that brings him back before he's dead. So, a very tragic character, and someone I thought was really cool, you know, and plus he can wield a lightsaber like a baller in Revenge of the Sith, so that's always a positive for a growing mind, you know. Big twirly flashy thing just cutting metal in half. You're like, oh, I want one of those. So yeah.
And now we have that moment in Rogue One where he
Oh god, yeah.
shot down a bunch of rebels.
Yeah, him in the armor doing his thing. But yeah, I've always thought of Anakin as a really cool character, and I still do when I think of both Anakin and Vader together. And I think, wow, like, to take a character from his genesis all the way to his end over the course of a film series and just really do justice to the characters, not something everyone can do, and not even George Lucas could do it because, again, execution of the prequels. But still, the character was so shown so much love and care in its creation that just you could feel it when you're watching the films, and that's something I've always appreciated about those films. So yeah, that's why first 6 Star Wars films will always be there on my shelf waiting to be watched.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
Plus,
nice.
he's out there repping for all us asthmatics.
Absolutely.
True.
And he's representing as a Nubian god.
If I'm being honest, and I get a lot of hate for this, but I've seen one of the Star Wars films, and the only reason someone was able to make me watch it was because of the Ewoks.
Oh, so you've seen 6.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, look, if you've not seen them, you've not seen them. You know, fair enough. I'm not going to force someone to watch them.
I like the Ewoks though. They're cute but feisty.
They are quite feisty. I mean, they were going to eat the heroes alive at one point if it weren't for that bright gold bastard.
Listen, they have to sustain somehow.
Yeah, I mean, look, at least I didn't call him a bright gold dildo, you know? Oh god, I think I broke David again.
I've never heard of C-3PO described in such a way.
Well, You have now.
I have indeed.
I mean, think about it. The Office and 50 Shades, C-3PO as a sex toy. I mean, why else do you come for these streams, right?
Who do you prefer, Dylan? C3PO or R2D2?
R2D2, man. Like, I mean, come on, is that even an... Like, R2 is awesome. The amount of times
It's
he
just you
saves
got
people.
so creative with the C3PO comments.
No, like, I really love R2 because like, the amount of times he saves the heroes, like, he is the unsung hero of Star Wars.
He really is. He's the true hero of Star Wars.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And C-3PO, the bright gold fucker, is just going around hogging the spotlight because he's bright and shiny like a fucking disco ball.
And he can talk.
And he can talk, the cheek of the guy, you know? And there's R2, poor little bastard, trying to keep up, going beep bop, left and right, you know?
I like
Doing all the
idea
hard
that
work.
I like the idea that R2 just swears at him constantly, and that's why he's like, how rude.
See, that's what... Do you know what I reckon? R2 is actually saying words, but because of censorship, they're actually beeping it.
Yep. It's just all swear words.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
R2D2, ultimate Tourette's.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like he communicates by using the word fuck in different intonations and stresses so that he can create meaning out of it. Like that one scene out of The Wire.
And I waved. Oh, sorry. I thought I was muted then.
Fair. Now that Anakin is my third pick to end this discussion on C-3PO and R2. David, what is on your next list?
I will next talk about some video game characters, but I just want to say, great choices, guys. And I'm a big fan of the Vader choice because that was on my list of film characters.
Oh, you're welcome.
Also a fan of how he's presented in both Clone Wars series. The Genndy Tartakovsky version,
yeah.
and also the Dave Filoni series. But yeah, as for video game characters, I over the past couple of years I've kind of been playing more video games and getting to know certain franchises a bit more. So some of my picks here, some of them are from the same franchise, and some of them are the main character of the franchise. So starting off, I am a big fan of the Uncharted games, and I really like the journey of Nathan Drake in those games.
I fucking knew it. I knew it so well that while you were describing your love for video games, I was getting Nathan Drake specifically.
I'm just a fan of that character.
I don't blame you, he's a good one.
But
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of like adventure stories and the Indiana Jones films, and I kind of see Nathan Drake as one of the Indiana Jones-esque style video game characters, and just set in a modern day. And I think that it's really cool, and I love his relationship with Sully and some of the various characters that you meet in the films, especially his brother and his wife. And I don't know, it's just something about the adventure aspect of the games and how this character navigates those environments that I find really cool. And I forget is it Nolan North who voices him?
This is true.
He does a really great job voicing the character in the games, and it's one of the only game series where I've been hooked the the entire way through. Like, I really enjoyed both Spider-Man games. Like, I love them. But I do like to veer off and get distracted going around the city, rather than focusing on the story sometimes. Whereas with Uncharted, while that's all you can really do, I'm like completely invested in the story. I want to know every single part of the story. So yeah, Nathan Drake is one of my choices. And talking about Spider-Man, I have really enjoyed both of the recent Spider-Man games, both the 2018 Spider-Man game for the PS4, and also the recent Spider-Man Miles Morales game. Both games center around different characters. The first one being Peter Parker, and obviously the second one being Miles Morales. And I just love how distinctly different both of their stories and their characters are in the games. And I love how both characters have different styles as Spider-Man. Like, you can tell that Peter is a bit more, it is way more adept at being a hero because he's been doing it for a couple of years, whereas Miles, he's the newbie, and you see that in how his fighting style is, how he's swinging through the city, and I love how creative that is and how distinct both characters are from each other, while also serving the same goal and protecting the city and being friends. And I really enjoyed both of their stories and the emotional beats that each character hits. And yeah, big Spider-Man fan, and I'm a big fan of both of those games. So yeah, hitting two birds with one stone with that choice.
How could you? I trusted you.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think that's about it. Like, I was also going to say Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order. But it's been a while since I've played that game, so I can't say that much, except I really enjoyed playing the character. I enjoyed the story, and I also really enjoyed how not only builds a family in the game, but also how you see how the events of Order 66 affects the character as well, and the universe as well. So that's pretty much my pick for video games.
Well, I feel like every time David talks, we just left emotionally drained.
I'm sorry, guys.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Right. So I guess it's Amy's final lot, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. I had Nathan Drake down as a character as well, so I'm
It's alright.
not
You
gonna
can
talk
just
about Nathan Drake. So
yeah. Or you can say
I'm
what
just
you
gonna
like
say
him.
my other ones. I could do, but like David pretty much sums it up. Modern day Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
One of my other picks was Joker. Not the Joker from Batman. Joker from Persona 5.
You tricked me.
Yeah.
It's really fun because anytime I'm trying to talk about the Joker Batman version, Ryan will be like, "Oh yeah, Joker from Persona 5," and I'll be like, "No, you know I wasn't talking about that one."
I mean, to be fair,
But
I
yeah,
did the same thing.
But yeah, he's just really cool. He's like, and to be fair, we don't actually know very much about him aside from his alias. His alias is Joker. His actual name is Ren, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Joker, for lack of a better way of saying it, is very much a insert character where you're supposed to imprint your own personality onto Joker, because we got his backstory, and beyond that, I mean, in the game we even name ourselves, and Joker is our alias. So, I mean, if we're going by my canon, Joker's real name is Dylan. So, yeah, hey.
If we go by my canon, Joker's real name is Jack.
Oh, well, sensible, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what I gather from that, Amy, is that you really like yourself, and that's always good.
I like myself in terms of when I'm playing Joker, I guess.
Hey, it's a start, right?
He gets to use all these really cool gods and like beats the crap out of people with them. Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah, like it's weird when it comes to games like Persona 5 where the main character is an insert.
Yeah.
I always prefer other characters. Like in Persona 5, my favorite character is Nijima Makoto. Like, hardcore, I love her.
Oh my god, that's interesting because like everybody says they love Makoto, and then you get Ryan who's like, I hate her, and I'm like, why?
I can understand why people hate her, but like there,
Yeah.
particularly during her origin arc, when they were going into Kaneshira's bank, like there was
Oh, yeah.
a few interactions with her sister that I just really related to, and I'm like, you need a hug, little girl. So ever since that moment, yes. And then there's Takamaki-yan, who is just incredible.
Okay, I'll pick a character that's not Joker then.
No, it's
I
fine.
also-
No, I'm not saying not to pick Joker. Like, Joker's a perfectly fine character. It's fine. Don't worry.
I had one more pick, and that was Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn,
Ooh.
because I think she's a really fascinating character. Basically, the game's set in a time where like technology's kind of almost died out, and now there's like animals running around, but they're all like technology-based animals. So you have like these saber-toothed tigers, but they're all machines. And you have like a dinosaur, but it's a machine, and like you get to fight all these different machine versions of animals, and obviously prehistoric animals, and it's just so cool. But there's like a whole thing of she's trying to uncover it all, because like anything from the past, people are sort of viewing it as, oh, that's a god. So like there's holograms from the past, and people are like, oh no, this is a god, and it's telling us what to do, and she's kind of very slowly like going back and using old tech to figure stuff out. And I just love her character because she's so determined, and like people are like, no, you're wrong, and she's like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna figure this out.
Yee.
It's awesome.
Oh,
She's
was that the list?
Yeah, that's pretty much my list.
Cool. There, righto then. The Grand Duke Jennington, what is your final pick?
So this is the one I was mentioning earlier to the boys, that nobody on the planet could hate this character. Nobody. And if anybody does, I will fight them. He is on screen for about 5 minutes in a whole
Okay.
franchise. But it is Mongo, the giant gingerbread man from Shrek 2.
Yes!
Yes.
Yeah, it's really hard not to like him.
What a hero. What an
I know.
absolute hero.
He deserves
He
better.
is goodness. He is pureness. He is a gingerbread prince that words live with me to this day. Be good. That's all I have to say. Be good, guys.
I love that pick.
Very good pick.
Honestly, like, whenever I was trying to think of characters that I really, really liked or could speak about, that kind of thing, I was just like, I love him. I love him with my whole heart. I wish he was real.
You know who Mongo really reminds me of? Have you seen Powerpuff Girls?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
you remember when they made the fourth Powerpuff Girl?
Oh,
No.
vaguely.
Oh Jesus. Well, she reminds me of Mongo, and Mongo reminds me of her, and I'm like, oh, well, okay.
They're just wholesome.
Yeah,
Wholesome little
exactly.
heroes.
They do their thing. They get killed off unceremoniously, but you know what? They're so good that they leave an impact.
Listen, they need to do a spin-off where they re-Beck Mongo.
They do.
Uh,
I would watch that.
I would watch it.
and he goes off on his own adventures. And maybe he's reunited with his gingerbread dog or something. I don't know.
Oh my God! Clifford can be his dog.
Yeah.
It's the right size.
The crossover we never knew we needed.
And then Godzilla could be their roommate.
Yeah.
And Kong.
Sure, Kong can be the one who leaves the dishes in the sink without washing them. Because
Sure.
he just seems like that kind of guy. And then
Poor
whenever
Kong.
then when Kong and Godzilla goes at it, it's always Mongo going, "Come on, be good," and then Clifford going, "Come on, guys." We need to make this
That's
crossover
a
happen.
sitcom if ever I've heard.
It's happened.
It's like Friends, but with these guys instead.
We better start writing and then pitching this idea.
Oh my God. And you can have Paul Rudd as Ant-Man just being the janitor
God,
or something.
yes.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, I
I
thought
love
I'd end it on something wholesome for me.
Yeah, fair enough. You picked a good
Good
one.
choice.
You're
thank you.
absolutely right. No one could hate them. And if they do, I will hold their arms behind their back while you wallop them.
Gonna fight them. Grr. Ginger standing up for gingerbread men everywhere.
Alright, I'm just quite tan, so I'll just go with tan boys for tan boys. Oh, I'm brown, so I'm kind of baked. So,
Kind of big.
which has two different meanings. Whichever meaning you pick, I'll leave it for you to decide. Right, so my final pick is gonna have to be, and I hope I get the last name right for once in my life, but Peter Quint from Bly Manor.
Yes,
Oh,
you did get
yeah.
it right.
Yeah, because like, you know how when we think of haunting both of them, I think, oh, there's Nellie or there's Theo.
Yeah.
Whereas with Peter,
Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't go with Theo.
Oh yeah.
I love Theo, and my God, her episode was incredible. But
Yep.
between the two series, I've always ended up thinking of Peter a lot more and how he impacted the show as much as he did, because in a weird way, the events of Bly Manor, as we see them, occur because of him, and he
Yeah.
is the driving force of the narrative, because without his actions, we wouldn't get the things that happened on screen the way they do. And to see
Yeah.
someone so desperate from such a background, just wanting the best for his life and being driven by so much desperation that, like, it's desperation that goes into toxicity before he comes to realization. Like, he's such a wonderfully realized character, and sometimes I just find myself thinking of Peter just marveling at how much of a good job the writers did bringing this character to life. And while I love Theo, I love Nell, I love Luke, which he also played.
Oliver
know?
Jackson Cohen is great in both shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is.
And like, I love Danny, you know, from Bly Manor. I love Elliot from E.T. in both of them. And like, But
Raul
out of
Coley, Tania Miller.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Blind Manor got me to follow him on social media, and it's a
Same
joy.
here.
Yeah, like another Liverpool fan. Who are, bro? But he'll always be in my good books because he's a Liverpool fan. Raul Coley, good taste in football. But yeah, out of all of them though, the person I keep thinking about most is Peter Quint, and most characters are like that I've watched since haven't lasted in my memory nearly as long, and like there were many instances where I related to him in so many ways, and like he's not the nicest guy, but yeah, I just love the way his character was brought to us, and yeah, it's just a fantastic driving force for the series. So yeah, as an antagonist, I really, really love him. So yeah, that's my final pick.
Nice. It's a really good choice.
David, blow us away
Hello
with
there.
yet another one of your emotional tisms, because I don't think I'm ready.
Okay. So I had a few choices for the movies. And I'm gonna narrow it down to three. So first off, Heath Ledger as the Joker in The Dark Knight. What an incredible performance, and he put us all into that role, and it really paid off in the film. He was just incredible, and I love how unpredictable as a character he is, and how he has a different backstory every time that he says, "You want to know how I got these scars?" I think that's a really, really well executed way to show how kind of manipulative and unpredictable he is as a character, with how he's always changing up his own history. Um, and I love the different mannerisms Ledger put into the performance. And every time that I watch that film, which is a lot, I'm just completely blown away by his performance. And there's a reason, like, you see how so many people dressing up as his, which is just incredible. And then my next pick is Marty McFly from Back to the Future.
Nice.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite movie of all time. And I just love the character of Marty McFly, and his relationship with Doc Brown is really wholesome, and I love how he's navigating the past and trying to make sure that his parents get together at the end of the film. He's just so entertaining. He's just so entertaining as a character in all of the films, but I always gravitate to the first film as it is the best. But yeah, Marty McFly in Back to the Future is my second choice, and to round it off, I have Steve Rogers, Captain America, played by Chris Evans in the MCU. Out of all the Avengers and all the heroes in the MCU, Captain America has always been my favorite. He's just such a... It sounds like a weird statement to make, because they're all superheroes. Of course, they're all good, but he's such like a good-natured character, and I find that really appealing as a character. And when the films were actually coming out, I was going through a really tough time right around the time that Captain America: The First Avenger came out, and I really connected with the character of Cap, and he inspired me. He's inspired me in a lot of ways over the years, to grow as a person, to get better. I was in a really tough place back then, and watching that first Captain America film really inspired me. And with each and every film that Chris Evans appeared in the MCU, my love for that character just grew through first Avengers film, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, Civil War, through to Infinity War and Endgame. And you bet, I was ecstatic when he lifted Mjolnir in Endgame. Like, that was such
So good.
incredible.
The screams in the cinema was
know, right?
unparalleled.
It was just amazing.
It still got me, and I watched it for a second time yesterday, and I was still like, yes!
It's built up so well throughout the narrative of the MCU, and Chris Evans always did so good in the role. And I was always Team Cap, by the way, through his argument with Tony in Age of Ultron, and then in Civil War. I was Team Cap. But yeah, I just feel really connected to the character of Steve Rogers, and yeah, those are my picks.
He's
Very
David
good.
getting this with all the feels again with Captain America. It's good we left it to last, though.
Yeah,
He
like,
wrote it.
I'm fucking
Taking a
emotionally
breather now.
drained, man. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
You deserve it.
Oh. Like, I feel like I've watched Bly Manor again, to be honest. Like, that's how drained I am. No, that's great, though, because, like, I was contemplating bringing up Iron Man as one of my picks, but then I ultimately went with Kamina because I love Iron Man's journey from being this playboy to being
Yeah.
someone who's willing to sacrifice so much for the betterment of others, and his relationship with Peter, Morgan, all that stuff. So, hey man, Cap's got just equally as good of an arc as Tony
Absolutely.
does. So, if you
The-
went for
the
either one of
both
them, I
those-
wouldn't blame you.
They're both the spearheads of the MCU through the first three phases, and their journeys are what ultimately encapsulated the Infinity Saga. And I think both Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans did amazing jobs of bringing these comic book characters to life, and I can completely see why you would want to pick Tony, because he had equally as an incredible journey as Steve Rogers through those films.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool that you brought up Civil War as well, because I was in the same camp. I was going, oh, come on, Team Cap, come on. But at the end of the film, and after the points that both teams brought up, you're like, do you know what? I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, it's a really
Fuck
multi-layered
you, Phil.
argument, and it's so well written.
Yeah, like, the more I think about it, the more Civil War gets better in my head, and I'm so glad. So, yeah, gotta watch it again. I haven't seen it in a while.
I enjoyed it the second time I watched it. It was very good.
Nice. I love how I love how both of those characters have made a lasting impact on people. I think that it's really special, and while both actors have now moved on from the MCU and retired those characters, at least for the time being. I think they're done for good, but at least for the time being.
We'll see how desperate they get.
I think that it's really great that they're also going to continue that legacy through characters like War Machine and Falcon and Winter Soldier, because Don Cheadle has also got his Armor Wars show that's going to explore the idea of what happens if Tony Stark's worst nightmare becomes a reality and people get a hold of that tech and catch up to him. And then you've got the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, which is showing how the world moves on from Steve Rogers, and I think that's really cool.
You know, to this day, I know I've seen Don Cheadle in so many other things, but to me, he'll always be that African hotel manager in Rwanda in Hotel Rwanda.
I've always wanted to see that movie.
It's a pretty harrowing film, to be honest. Like Hotel Rwanda, Shooting Dogs, they're both of them are pretty harrowing. So go with the expectation of it not being a happy Christmas film.
Okay. you know, funny story. The first movie I ever actually watched on Cheadle Inn was Hotel for Dogs.
Oh my
I forgot about
god! Jeez, I haven't thought about that film in years. Lisa
It's
Kudrow
one of
was in it,
Mikey's
right?
favorites.
I think so. I haven't seen it since I went to the cinema to see it like
Ah.
12 years ago. I would have been 10, 10 11 at the
Oh
time,
my
I think.
god, I was already a teenager when I watched it. Fucking hell, you child.
Awesome.
My
old.
god. I remember thinking it was a wholesome film back in the day, but never one I'll watch again. But yeah, I forget he was in it.
I get to watch it repeatedly since it's one of Mikey's favorite films, like ever.
Nice. Oh, show him Cats and Dogs, he'll probably love it.
I think I've shown him Cats and Dogs before, and he did enjoy that one as well.
I
Yay.
watched that the other
Problem in that.
Yeah.
So I did, because I seen it on Netflix, and I was like, oh my gosh, what a throwback. Cat and Dogs.
I know,
Sat
right?
down and watched it. And in it, I was a bit like, why are cats so villainized? Like, I am a dog person, but in it, I was a bit like, surely this is a biased account.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can you
Justice
really
for the
blame
cat.
him?
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys watch Kitty Galore, the second Cats and Dogs?
I
Yes.
didn't.
I did.
So,
It was disappointing in comparison because, like, the first one left such an impression. Like, it had so much personality. Kitty Galore was kind of a letdown, not gonna lie.
That's it.
I think they did a third one recently,
I don't
even.
know about the third one. I
Never
watched the
watched it.
second one and I was like, well, that was a film. And
Yeah,
I never watched it
it
again.
exists. Okay, so this is just out of curiosity, but what kind of characters do you typically find yourselves drawn to in terms of relating to them? Open flow, by the way, anyone can answer.
I'm just
My-
thinking,
my favorite characters, and I don't know whether it's because I relate to them, but they're always wholesome characters. All of them. You know, like Mungo, like Babe.
Oh
from-
god, babe.
yeah.
I love that film with my whole heart because that pig is so polite.
Okay, Babe or Pig in
So-
the City?
First Babe. Do you know
Okay.
why? Because there's a bit in Babe where I cry
Oh,
at
which
every
one?
time. And it's whenever Babe is sick and the farmer gets
Oh,
up and does a wee
that
dance
bit's
and then he's
cute.
Oh my
He's
god,
like-
yeah.
brought back to life. That gets me every time. I'm like
I don't
dancing at the same time.
Like,
So yeah,
yeah. I'm
so I
pretty
don't know
sure.
whether
Oh,
I
sorry.
Sorry, I don't know whether I am wholesome myself, but I like wholesome people and wholesome characters, it seems. I like cute things because they make me feel good, and I would rather watch a film that lifts my spirits personally. I'm that kind of gal.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I'm pretty sure Babe is probably the only film in history where James Cromwell was a nice person.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's probably a good point.
oh.
Even David
You've got
stopped.
me thinking now.
I know, right? Like the farmer, he'll always be the kind-hearted farmer, even though he's an absolute ass in every other TV show or
Yeah.
film he's in. But I'm like, oh, but you danced for Babe. Don't do this.
I think I tend to get drawn towards goofball characters that like constantly make jokes and stuff. Like it's why I like Spider-Man so much. He's always just quipping and making references, and I'm like, I feel like I do that a lot, but badly.
Well, that's fair enough. I mean, I can't fault you for liking them. They are a good breed.
I always get drawn to villains as well, and I don't know what that says about me.
I think a lot of people get drawn to villains, to be fair.
Yeah. I guess I'm more drawn to ones that actually eventually redeem themselves at some point. But then I'm always like, I do enjoy a good villain character that's just gone too far, you know?
Oh, I was gonna say something, but I was like, oh, it's best not to.
What were you gonna say?
I was like, oh, so like Hitler.
No! That's not a character, that's a real life person who
I mean,
horrible thing.
Oh shit, I'm forgetting his name. Robert Carlyle played Hitler in a film, and he was very good in it.
Wasn't it a series?
It was 2 or 3
Hitler,
parts.
Rise of Evil.
Yeah.
Liev Schreiber was in that.
He was the second in command who got him into power in the first place. I very much like that series.
Well, when I'm talking about like villains that have gone too far, like I'm talking about like fictional ones. Like
I know.
I recently watched.
Yeah.
I recently watched Thor Ragnarok for the first time because I'd never seen it. I missed out on that one, and I really like the character of Hela in that film.
Yeah.
Like I love her so much. I was like, I am in love with this character.
Okay, Amy, have you seen anything from the Fate series? Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night.
I've seen an episode of one of them because I was like, where do I start? I was trying to figure out where to start.
Okay,
with the Fate
because
series.
Hela's power in Ragnarok, where she's got that fucking sky full of swords, that's something very regular in Fate Stay Night. And there's a character called Gilgamesh, who is my I love Gilgamesh.
Cool.
Also
Yeah,
a villain,
definitely.
irredeemable in that show.
Yeah. Like Hela straight up takes out one of Thor's eyes and just like
I mean, he's got 2
wants
of them.
to kill everyone. Yeah. But I also relate to her pet because she has a giant wolf, and I'm like, if I could have a giant wolf as a pet, I would.
Yeah. Like the Starks.
Yep.
But yeah.
I just the Hulk takes off that wall. And then for some reason my head cut to another line in Ragnarok where Hulk's like, but big monster.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite line.
I do like Hulk in that.
My favorite line in all of Thor Ragnarok was Stonemason just going, "Piss off, Ghost."
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful Taika Waititi.
I love his joke at the start when he's like, "I'm just a big pile of rocks, nothing to be afraid of, unless you're a pair of scissors." Paper scissors joke for you.
I love Taika Waititi.
That broke me.
Another
I
goofball
also-
character.
I also love the fight scene between Thor and the Hulk where he's like, they're literally just arguing, and like he throws something, and then I think Thor kicks something, and then just Hulk shouts, "Don't kick stuff!" So it's just really funny.
Oh. I can't wait. I can't wait for Love and Thunder. Just to hear Taika Waititi's sense of humor again.
I did not realize that was Taika Waititi. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no, he wrote it, didn't he? I'm a dummy. Sorry.
So good. I just have this general sense of warmth and positivity when I think about Taika Waititi and his films.
I was
I can see
watching
why.
What We Do in the Shadows the other night.
Ah, I love
His
it.
OG.
I love
That's
it.
why we're called What We Watch on the Screens.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yep,
David's
David came up
suggestion.
with the name.
It's all up to David, man.
He
Well,
is the chosen one.
Yeah.
He is.
Like, he came up with a name. I couldn't be bothered trying to find another one, so we stuck with it. So yeah, we are forevermore what we watch on the screens, thanks to David's love for what we do in the shadows.
I love both the movie and the show.
So, what kind of characters do you like / tend to get drawn towards David?
I feel as though I'm along the same lines as Jenny and Amy. I really like wholesome characters, but I also really like, I guess you could say, quirky, quippy characters. I think it's one of the reasons why I love characters like Jake Peralta, Jim Halper, Spider-Man. But I also really I do really enjoy characters that have a bit of an edge to them. Maybe not an edge, but like a darker side to them. Like another character that I was thinking of bringing up from TV is Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I actually prefer the show Better Call Saul to Breaking Bad. And I think that Saul Goodman is a fascinating character because not only does he have like the quips and the fun personality, but he also does have this edge to him that you see more so in Better Call Saul than you do in Breaking Bad. But I think that he's a really fascinating character, and Bob Odenkirk does a really great job because he's a really great hustler, and he's great at his job as you see him grow into who you know in Breaking Bad. And I think that it's really interesting how you see that rise of power in Better Call Saul. That show is still ongoing. I highly recommend it. And yeah. And I'd say like along the lines of wholesome and quippy, but maybe with a little bit of an edge to it as well.
Cool. Like, I'm very much considering transferring all rights to what we watch on the screens to David, because like he's just been killing it today, and
Thank you.
like, it's like you're doing shockingly, incredibly well in terms of like really pouring your emotions out there when it comes to these characters, and I'm really glad we talked about this today.
You mean a lot to me.
Woo!
Right.
I can also go into Din Djarin if you want me to go into it.
Don't you fucking dare. We have a good thing going. Don't ruin it.
I love how David's was so emotional, and I was like, if anybody comes for a gingerbread man, I'm gonna fight them. Like,
Just like, I just think they're neat.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like, as far as the ones that I really like enjoy watching, that I have fun with, they are the goofball characters or the wholesome ones, such as Mongo and the like. I'm so glad you brought him up on this stream.
he's an icon, okay?
He absolutely is.
He occupies my mind every single day.
Oh. But yeah, and then there's going into the anime realm, which is filled with quippy, wholesome characters left and right, so which is why I like staying there. It's great, there's plenty to choose from. In terms of characters that I relate to, like, looking at the list I've given today, they're all kind of broken characters that are just desperate to find things that make them whole and, you know, find their place in the world and shit like that. I'm like, holy shit, like, either that's where I'm going or that's where I am, and I don't think either one is good at the moment, so I have to do some serious soul searching after today.
You
I
don't
mean,
need to. You've got
I like Yeah. As I say, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the kind of person you are, because like I said, I like villains. I'm not gonna go out and like kick someone's eye out because I like Hela.
No.
I love Thanos. I don't condone his actions.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes one of us, David. uh, no, like
I remember one of my friends got a 1-star Uber rating. So the Uber driver gave him a 1-star Uber rating because he went off on a tangent about how he thought Thanos actually had a good idea because of the population crisis on the Earth. It's the best thing I think I've ever heard in my life was him being like, I don't want to kill anyone, but, and then just 2 hours later him checking and being like, I got a 1-star.
See, that's almost like saying, look, I'm not racist, but these brownies coming into this country, right? It's like, come on, if you have to do that.
If you have to put a disclaimer, don't
exactly,
say it.
yeah.
If you say "but" at the end of "I don't want to kill anyone," you need to
I mean, that's
reword
why.
that.
I don't want to tell anyone, but Dylan, watch your back.
Oh, what are you on about?
Jeez.
Oh,
I'm sure a
why
lot of
should-
people
why
want to
should-
kill Dylan. I'm kidding.
why should I watch my back?
You should watch your front too.
Oh my god. Well, I've got 2 eyes. As long as I put one of them on the back of my head, I should be grand.
Sorted.
Yeah. But okay, like I was kind of tempted to put Leonidas from 300 on here purely because of what a fucking man. It's like,
It's that Gerald Butler again.
yeah, Gerald Butler. like this list could just be like Gerald Butler just being the ideal man for instances. It's like that could have been what my list was gonna be. Like, what a Chad 300, man. I love 300. Okay, so here's something that you weren't prepared for. What is a character, regardless of whether you think they're well written or not, just emotionally, a character that you just despise?
Ooh.
I don't have to think about it.
Go for it then.
Ooh.
Oh, Amy, did you say you have to think about it or don't have to think about it?
Said I have to think about it.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, don't I even have to think about it? Well, this
No,
is gonna be
I have to
quick.
think about it. Like, there are characters I hate, just can't think of any right now.
Well,
Your mind just goes blank when you're asked a question, and you just
Yeah.
think, I know there's someone.
there's someone. Look. I'll kick it off.
Okay.
One character I cannot stand, but is quite well written, is Yennefer from The Witcher. Cannot stand the bitch. Don't know why. Like, I've tried to look at it. It's like, just from a pure, visceral, emotional perspective, every time I see Yennefer, I'm just like, no, just, I'm going the other way. I can't deal with this right now. Like, so, yeah, Yennefer is someone I hate emotionally, but I think she is a well-written character. Very well-rounded, 3-dimensional, got goals, very good. Just, it's a kind of personality that I just do not gel well with. So, yeah. Which is why I picked Triss Merigold at the ending of The Witcher 3. Muhahaha.
Oh,
Oh, I've got mine.
Okay.
Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Oh! Don't tell me it's because she's a redhead.
No, I used to love her because she was a redhead, and I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, sis, we're the same." But she was so dumb. Ursula wasn't even that bad. Ursula was just being a businesswoman. Let's face it. She made a contract, and Ariel didn't read that contract.
She didn't.
All
She was
for
like,
a
oh, okay.
Yeah, she just signed her voice away. And like,
I will.
for who? For Prince Eric? Yes, he may be good looking, but she's never spoken to him.
I know.
He's just there. He's a generic boy. Like,
He is.
why? Why,
mean-
Ariel? Why did you do this?
At
I will
least,
argue that I think she wanted freedom more than the prince, but I feel like when the prince came along, that became the goal. So I was like, I get what you're trying to do, but I'm like, nah, you're being dumb now.
see, at least if it was Gerard Butler.
You could understand that.
Didn't expect this to be a simp session for Gerard Butler, by the way. Just kind of snuck up on us.
Oh,
On
I
me,
have
rather.
one.
Oh, go on.
Aladdin.
Jafar?
No, like the character
Oh,
of
Aladdin.
pisses me off.
What,
Like
you
I
hate...
used to really like him.
Or
but
do you
then
just
when
not
I
like brown
watched it-
people?
No,
I'm
You
just kidding, I'm just kidding.
no, I don't know. He annoys me. Like when I rewatched Aladdin, it's just like you're an asshole.
It's alright.
Jasmine deserves better than you lying asshole. Because he lies the whole whole way through the film.
That's the moral
And
of the
learn
film,
from
though,
his
isn't it?
lying, because then continues to lie in the sequels. Like
I-
he spends the whole film
I
just
don't
like
really pay attention to the sequels, but and as far as the first one is concerned, like OG Aladdin, like isn't that the point though, to know that you shouldn't?
well, yeah, but it still annoys me because like he spends the whole time doing it, and like I say, if you ignore the sequels, fair enough. But the fact that in the sequels he still hasn't learned from lying, he's still doing it, and it's just like nah.
Yeah, that's why I just stay away from the sequels. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, you're not expanding, you're not developing, you're just
Yeah.
doing the character again. I've already seen the first one. I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Whereas
The thing is,
101 Dalmatians Part 2, though, that's where it's at.
Yeah. It was just, for me, just like lying at every point, because it's not only Jasmine he lies to, but he flipping lies to the genie. And like, how can you? How could you lie to such a wholesome character? It makes me sad.
There you go.
We're really hating Disney.
Yeah, we're really
Disney
starting to see
characters.
the Disney characters we don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't yet. Yet. Big disclaimer on yet. But, David, do you have one, or shall I go again?
So a well-written character.
It can be anything, just a character you don't like.
Well, here's the thing: there's a character that I don't like, but I
Okay.
think it's meant to be the point
Okay, that's fine.
because they're essentially they are a villain. So I think I still need time really because I've got a pick in my head, but but I'm like I hate her. But
You can
she's
hate
so
villains
well-written.
too,
Yeah, you can hate villains too. I mean,
even
the
if
next
it's the point.
the next two people I'm bringing up are villains, so it's fine.
Okay, I hate Cersei Lannister, but I think that she's really awesome at the same time.
Yeah, like fair enough, man.
Understandable.
As a villain, like I think she's great. I hate her. But...
She's a baller villain. I really like Cersei Lannister.
She's so good. Like I hate her because that's the point. But...
That's really interesting, David, because you hate her, but think she's well written. But I like her because she's bad. She's so good at being bad.
Yeah, like I totally get what you mean. Yeah.
So yeah, Cersei Lannister. That's a good one.
I can't forgive her for banging her brother, though. I just can't do it. I can't.
Oh,
Ew.
I mean,
I can't.
I love how that kicks off the entire show.
yeah. See, sex never
And
gets you
nothing
anything
changed
good.
anything.
I could argue it does because I got my son out of it.
Okay, well, most times. to be fair, I didn't like Sansa at any point in Game of Thrones. Season 1 to 8, never liked Sansa. Couldn't stand her, actually.
Really?
Didn't like her at all.
Does she get less whiny? Because I'm only on season 2.
She gets less whiny, but she goes from annoying to insufferable, to as far as I'm concerned. Like, she has the big moment with Ramsay Bolton. Fair enough, you earned
I
that.
know.
But beyond that, I'm like, for fuck's sake, just leave. Keep the North, you whiny bitch. Just stay there. I don't care. Just get away from me.
That's another character that I'm like, I despise you.
Oh, Jesus.
Ramsay Bolton, like.
Oh, okay. I was like, Sansa?
I was
Wow,
like,
I wouldn't go that.
I saw
I
why.
despise Ramsay Bolton. But that's the point of the character you meant
Yeah.
to hate.
Like, even I don't feel good about Ramsay Bolton. Even I'm like, oh, dude, like, that's a bit too far.
Like it's one of those where I'm struggling to think of a character where I'm like, I'm meant to like you, but I don't. But when it comes to like characters where it's like, oh yeah, you're meant to hate these people, I'm like, oh yeah, Cersei and Ramsay, like they're really pulling off the fact that I'm meant to hate these characters.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that
you know
shows
what?
they're well written if they're doing the job they're supposed to do in the narrative.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know what?
Love the characters. I just hate them because that's the role that they're playing.
You know, Ramsay Bolton, I agree with you hardcore, but give me enough time and enough, like genuinely enough time to create a series of arguments. I bet you I can get you to change your mind on Cersei Lannister. Because there is plenty of evidence to like her. Like, I get you. She is a horrible person and you should hate her, but...
She has sympathetic moments as well. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
But like, on the whole...
No, but I do genuinely get you, though. She is just really fun to hate.
I love the character. It's just like... like, as a person... The role that she serves, I hate her.
Yeah.
And also Lena Headey and Ewan Rion, who plays Ramsay. Great job.
Yeah. Oh, so what about fucking Big Boy Joffrey?
Oh, hate him as well. Great job.
He's the type that I can't even look at his face without wanting to physically punch it.
I hate him. The actor does an amazing job.
And
Yeah.
I feel bad because I feel like if I were to see the actor on the street, I would genuinely just want to go up and be like, boo.
He's in Batman Begins.
Yeah, he's a little kid in Batman Begins. But yeah, he quit acting because of Game of Thrones, because so many people were like,
God.
fuck you, Joffrey. It's like, oh, Jesus.
no.
Okay. It's
Hate
cool.
the character, respect the actor.
I was one of those people.
Yeah, you should always hate the character, not the actor. I feel like it's really unfair because a lot of actors that play villains get so much hate, and it's like they're just trying
mean,
to live their lives.
It's not even villains. It can be like side characters or main characters. Like, let's look at Star Wars and Jake Lloyd and Ahmed Best, you know,
True.
prime candidates for that. But yeah, like
The
any
one that you're
character.
supposed to hate.
Like I hate Kathy Bates's character in Misery.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Kathy Bates as an actress, amazing.
That was a stellar performance.
She's incredible in that movie.
And then James Caan just being James Caan.
He's good at it.
Yeah, he's very good at it. You know, the first
I
time I recognized James Caan was in this TV show with Josh Duhamel, where they're just running a casino in Vegas, just catching people who cheat for 8 seasons. And I'm like, you two are kind of fun to look at. And then I watched The Godfather, and I'm like, holy shit, James Caan, you're kind of baller. What were you going to say, Amy?
I have one character that you're absolutely supposed to hate and be disgusted by, and yeah. Have you heard of the TV show You?
Yes.
Ben Badgley, hey.
Main character in that, Joe. fucking hate him, and you are supposed to, but he's very well written as like the type of person, because basically he's a creep, to sum it up, that justifies his being a creep as, I just really care about this girl, like I need to protect her from herself. And it's like, I feel like that's how creepy guys rationalize. And like when he's confronted with another person who thinks like he does, he's horrified and disgusted by them. And I'm like, oh, this is very interesting.
You know,
Like when
that's,
he sees it in another person, he can't recognize it in himself. And I just thought that was well written, but I hate him as a character.
that sounds like such a great, quote unquote, nice guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he'd be the
Yep.
classic. I'm doing this because I love you.
You shouldn't
And
be
you're
with
like,
him because you should be with me because I'll treat you like a princess.
Yeah, basically.
Blah.
And like smash you in the head with a shovel or something.
Fucking.
Yeah. But in reality is like basically built up in his head what she's supposed to be. So like when she doesn't fit it, like he's like, why isn't anything going right? And it's like, because you built up this idea of a person, not the actual person who's flawed and doesn't just work all day like you expect her to.
I don't know why. The first thing I thought of was Shawn Mendes when I was thinking of nice guys. And I was like,
Oh, no.
oh my god. Because every single one of his songs are like, you shouldn't be with the jock, you should be with me because I'm a nice guy. Melody.
Don't even, because I had a very vivid dream about Shawn Mendes taking me on a date.
But he's
I
a
don't
nice
even-
guy.
I
You
don't
know?
even like
So-
Shawn Mendes that much, but it's been ingrained in my brain, and I'm like, help, let me.
Oh no.
But you know what? He is a nice guy though. Let's be honest.
He's another person I could punch. I've said that about a lot of people tonight, but
Yeah? Do you know what?
He's got a
Have
very
Mongo punch
punchable
him.
face as well. Yeah, I don't know
That'll
what
be a
it's
big
about it.
punch.
I can't stand
But-
Shawn Mendes, so
Change the
Right.
show to let's punch Shawn Mendes on our screens.
oh my god, have you seen Airplane?
Yes.
The movie.
Yeah, the movie Airplane, the spoof.
Yeah.
You know that scene where there's a line of people and they're just
Oh,
waiting for their
the
turn
line
to
of
smack
them
the
to slap.
person? It's
Yeah.
like Shawn Mendes
That.
at the end and people are just waiting in line to smack them.
Great reference.
Oh, Airplane is amazing. We don't get
It's
spoofs
so
like
good.
that anymore.
I know.
Okay, so out of curiosity, were there like a top 2 or 3 characters that were just shy of making the list?
Oh, like honorable mentions.
Yeah, before we say goodbye.
Oh, one of mine was 22 from Soul.
Oh, which one is
Um,
22?
Tina
Just
Fey.
the-
Use the
Fey.
sassy soul.
Oh,
Tina Fey.
the one who inhibits jazz dude's body in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Good choice.
she almost made it because it was a bit like, she's cool. She's telling us we don't need to have a great passion in life to be happy.
Yeah. Just
Because I feel
life
like
is
a lot-
wonderful as it is.
Because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have like a passion, or I'm not doing what I want to do, blah 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 blah. And sometimes that's okay. You should just be chilling, mosey through.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
philosophy of the day.
Just
Yeah.
be chilling, mosey on through.
I thought
Let's chill it by.
Soul was a fun time.
I liked it.
I really liked Soul.
Cool.
Honestly, I've been having a hard time thinking of films I've watched, and I'm like, I know I've watched a lot of films, but I don't know what they are.
Freddy.
Oh yeah, Freddy. He should be on the list. See, now I'm just gonna come up with ones that I should have put on my list because they're better than the ones on my list.
It always works that way, doesn't it?
But yeah, I would have put Freddy on my list because he's a fun character. I mean, he likes to murder people, but still, I have a good time watching him.
Yeah, murder can be fun sometimes. Wait, I probably shouldn't say that on stream. I didn't say that. No.
No, you didn't hear it.
I could
I find it weird
murder
that I-
a cup of tea.
Yeah, me too. I find it weird that I enjoy him and like he's one of my favorite characters because he terrified me as a child.
I don't think that's very strange, especially if you're into horror.
Mm. I don't know
Like,
what happened. Like,
I love Michael Myers. Like in the
Yes.
Halloween films, I really enjoy them.
I mean, I watched Johnny Depp get sucked into a bed and turn into a fountain of blood, and I've loved him ever since.
this is true.
Johnny Depp or Freddy?
No, Johnny Depp, he got sucked in and turned into a pool of blood, but Freddy was the catalyst, so...
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
That made me just appreciate Robert Englund so much. Like I read some facts about it and I just love the fact that he got so into the role that like he'd be just driving down the street and if somebody like went in front of him he'd growl at them, but like the Freddy growl.
There was one time I was working in the takeaway and one of the dads of the kids dressed up as Freddy and came in, and I was dressed up as Kaneki Ken from Tokyo Ghoul. And as soon as he came in and went "Rawr" with the fingers, I went no, and then just waved him out.
Get out.
And he just went, "Oh, okay," and then just walked out.
Oh.
And then 5 minutes later, he came in and got a bag of chips. Right. As far as oh, go on.
No, I was just gonna say a couple of characters that almost made the list.
Oh, go for it, my son.
So I brought up Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I went with Captain Hall, but another choice would have been Jake, the star of the show. Really love Jake as a character. He's a lot of fun, and I love how he's like. I don't want to say the leader of the group because there's Captain Hall there, but he's the leader of the show.
I mean, he's the leader of the social group.
That's true. That's true.
Like he gets everyone together, doesn't he? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Captain Holt is like the coach. He's the captain.
That's a good way to describe it.
good analogy for it.
Don't knock sports, man.
Another choice would have been kind of a joint choice with Hiccup and Toothless from How to
Oh
Train Your
my
Dragon.
god.
See, I would have picked them if I'd have remembered them. I forgot like characters I like.
And his dad, Gerard Butler.
Bringing it back around.
Hell yeah. Like, genuinely, I love their father-son relationship.
Oh,
Like,
That's
anytime there's a father-son relationship, I'm like, in.
but yeah, I love Hiccup and Toothless and their relationship, and then his relationship with his dad as well, and then also I forget his name, voiced by Craig Robinson. No, not Craig Robinson.
Was he the blacksmith?
Craig Ferguson.
Was he the guy without a leg?
Yeah,
blacksmith?
yeah.
I know who you mean.
Voiced by Craig Ferguson.
I know who you mean.
I forget his name, but I love all the relationships and How to Train Your Dragon.
He's good.
And now that I've got a dog, like the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless, it just means so much more to me.
I think Toothless is another character that if anybody came for him, I would fight.
Oh, yeah.
I
Toothless is a
would-
character, so yeah, let's not even go there. Gobber, that's his name.
Gobber.
I just remember him going, I wish I'd packed my undies.
Oh, he's great.
I do enjoy him. Oh.
Yeah.
My mum's cat looks like Toothless. It's quite scary. Like he's all black and he's got two big massive green eyes, and I'm just like, yeah, if you make you a little bit bigger, you could easily be Toothless.
Yeah, that's the same as my boyfriend's cat. It's pure black with the green eyes. I think it was almost called Toothless, but Logan from, well, Wolverine
Yeah.
won instead. But yeah, I know the exact type of cat you mean. It's freaky.
Yeah.
I wish he was a dragon.
I think we all wish we had a dragon.
I want a
I,
pet
I
dragon.
love some of the names in How to Train Your Dragon as well, like Hiccup
Yeah.
Horrendous Haddock the Third, Astrid Hofferson, Stoic the Vast, Gobber the Belch, Fish Legs.
I feel like Astrid's the only one that got a halfway decent name.
Yeah?
And then to go back around to David Tennant, who we mentioned earlier, David Tennant actually had a little voice role in both the first and the third films,
Ooh.
and
Did
the
he?
TV show.
Oh god, I forget there's a TV show.
I've never seen it.
Neither have I.
Me neither.
I have no interest in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what, Amy? I'm so glad you brought up Saitama, because if you hadn't, I definitely would have.
Yeah. I love him. Just makes me laugh. And also, I love that, like, the guy who voices him, he voices Ryuji in the Persona 5.
Yeah. But another character I really like in One Punch Man is Moomin Rider,
Oh, Moomin Rider.
who is just
Best boy.
a powerless fuck up, but my
know.
god, he'll stand up to Thanos if he has to. Like, he'll
Oh,
get
yeah,
beaten
he
to
does
shit,
not
but
give a
he'll
shit.
stand up to him. I love 2B from Nier Automata, another one.
2B's great.
Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan has just been one of my loves for the past 7 years. I don't care if she's a cartoon. And there's also Yukino from Garden of Words, who every year that passes, I'm like, I feel more and more like you. So, yeah. Fun.
Nice.
But yeah, it was kind of tough narrowing it down to 4 people, though. Definitely a challenge. But yeah, I think we got a nice, decent stream filled with interesting characters out of it.
I think
Yep.
so too.
I
Yeah.
think so.
We got emotionally blown away by David. We got the wholesome tisms with Jenny. We got the fun tisms with Amy. Then I brought the mood down with my emo picks. So, hey, balanced, as all things should be.
Nice Thanos quote.
Yeah.
What can I say? I am inevitable. So
Also, I want to do a shout out. I love Wanda and Vision and WandaVision.
Yes!
yeah, another wholesome couple.
They're
As far as-
adorable, and it makes me sad because, damn it, I just want them to be happy.
I mean, I haven't seen anything past episode 3, but so far, wholesome tisms. I like it. We'll see what happens with the big reveals and all that. So, hey. Right.
Tis good.
I hope so. I want something good and new. But, yeah. Shall we get on with recommendations and then call it a day?
Yeah.
David, what do you recommend people?
Okay.
Just straight out there, man. It's the first thing that comes to mind.
Well, I recently watched I've got 2 picks actually. Both very different,
Greedy now, aren't
very
you?
different shows. One is a comedy called Superstore. It's on Netflix right now. The first
Oh,
5
right.
seasons. It stars America Ferrera and Ben Feldman. And it's basically a sitcom comedy about a superstore. Like, it's pretty simple, but it took me a while to get into it at first, but as the ball got rolling, I got more and more into it, and I started to like the characters a bit more. And I think that it has a lot of social commentary in there that really hits home, and I also really connected with the work environment as someone who's worked in a store. So I found that pretty relatable, and there are some really fun characters in there as well. And then my next pick is a show that is very far away from that, and it is I May Destroy You.
Oh, come on. I didn't do anything that bad.
I was gonna say that. Damn it.
I'm so sorry, Amy.
It's okay.
I was going to say, David, I didn't hurt you too badly this week.
But it is a very good show that is very topical. Not for the faint of heart. And covers a variety of different social themes such as abuse, racism, and a number of different things, and it's very powerfully performed and told by the cast and writers, and I would highly recommend it.
Choice.
It also should have got more nominations than Emily in Paris.
It absolutely.
Fair.
What are you talking about? Emily in Paris was gold. Absolute gold.
I'm sure it was, but I May Destroy You is a different beast entirely.
Is Emily in Paris good? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I have it on my watch list, but I haven't seen it yet.
I've watched it. It's one of those things where it's not great, but I enjoyed it because it was stupid. If that makes sense. Like, it's something you can binge watch very easy. Like, it's just like it's a stupid show, and it's not made very well. But it's sort of like a guilty pleasure.
Okay, fair.
The fact it's not made very well annoys me that it won over I May Destroy You, because that is made very well.
Yeah. So, I do not recommend Emily in Paris to most people.
Fair enough.
Do you recommend it to us, though?
Yeah, because we kind of like
we've been all over the place.
Tend to watch trash sometimes.
Yeah. If you like trash,
we like
go
trash.
for it.
I mean, I'm a trash panda, so.
Yeah.
What genre is it?
I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I could also recognize that a lot of people would think it absolute garbage.
What genre is it?
Rom-com.
Do you know what? I'll probably watch it, to be honest, because
it's basically about a social media person from America goes to work in France, and it's a bit cheesy because people seem really mean.
Do you know what? You describing it is so. It sounds so cheesy that my monitor is leaking cheese right now. I have to clean it.
Okay.
I'm gonna recommend a comedian.
Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I just recently watched it. She's called Hannah Gadsby, and she's really funny.
Here before.
Yeah, the show that I watched was called Douglas, but she's also done another one called Nanette, and Nanette is very, very interesting because while it's a comedy show, it does delve deep into like her personal relationship with one of the jokes, and she sort of discusses like how like there can be a lot going on behind a joke, and it's really interesting, and I think everyone should watch it.
I've actually been listening to quite a lot of Bill Burr recently, and that's something, as much as I'm not a fan of Mando, I do thank it for introducing me to Bill Burr, because he's a hilarious dude. I love his stand-up. I actually watched the Dave Chappelle Sticks and Stones the other day, which was kind of neat. Very funny. Didn't laugh so hard in a while, so glad I got it out of my system.
Yeah.
But as far as the recommendation goes, David, because you brought up Superstore, it actually got me thinking about an anime called Skullface Bookseller Honda-san. And it's a 12-episode anime about an employee at a bookstore for 12 episodes. And it's just him dealing with customers, and he's got a skull for a head.
Nice.
That sounds cool. That sounds right up my street.
It's a comedy and it's just great. It's only 15 minutes per episode, so you'll be done in like 3 hours.
You just reminded me of a show.
Oh. Is it Reaper?
It's not. I'm sorry.
Oh.
What was it called again? So I can like look it up and then.
What,
proceed
David
to
or
binge
mine?
watch it. Yours.
Oh, Skullface bookseller.
Thank you.
Let me just copy and paste it on the chat. This is
I think
the.
I found it.
Oh, it's very simple art style. It's just a dude
Yeah.
with a skull for a face. Cool. David, what was the show it reminded you of, rather?
Well, you said the word great, and the show that I was reminded of when you said that is actually called The Great.
Oh,
It stars Elle Fanning and Nicholas Hoult
Oh,
as
right.
Catherine the Great and Emperor Peter III. And I have watched 6 episodes of the first season so far. It's a comedy, and it's got a dark sense of humor, I would say. It's quite quirky. Sacha Dhawan, who plays the Master on Doctor Who at the moment, and Phoebe Fox also star in the show, and so is I'm gonna butcher his name, Gwilym Lee. He played Brian May in Bohemian Rhapsody.
right.
He's also in the show. And I think it is hilarious. I think the show's really funny, and I believe it's up for a number of awards as well. It's very well shot, very well written, and I'd highly recommend it. It's going into season 2.
Sweet. Right, so we ended up giving three or four recommendations between me and David, so why don't the two of you take over from now on?
Got another one I just thought of.
Okay.
It's called Miracle Workers, and it stars Daniel Radcliffe.
I've been wanting to watch that.
Ooh.
It's so funny. It's basically like people behind miracles, kind of like it sort of sets up, God and everything as like a company. So God's the CEO and they make changes down on Earth, and like Daniel Radcliffe's character is kind of like a janitor who's kind of like assigned to clean up, assigned to help people.
Doesn't Steve Buscemi play God?
Yes, Steve Buscemi plays God, and it's
No
so
one
funny.
better to play God.
I agree.
But yeah, it's really funny.
Is it Geraldine I'm butchering the name, Geraldine Viswanathan, who's also in the show.
I think so.
She was
I'm
in
not sure.
Blockers and Bad Education. She's really great. She's a great actress.
I think so. I think she's in it too. But yeah, she's very good.
I know a lot of people wanted her to play Miss Marvel in the MCU.
Oh, that'd have been cool.
Seeing names, I'm imagining faces.
Yeah, I just love Daniel Radcliffe in it because he's so goofy, and I'm like, I feel like he should do more comedy because he seems really good at it.
He was good in the movie What If.
Yeah, I liked him in that too.
Oh God,
He's
yeah.
actually surprisingly funny.
I kind of wish, considering we're on that, if Daniel Radcliffe goes to comedy and Adam Sandler come over to drama. Like, trade places, man.
I agree. I liked Uncut Gems.
And Jenny, would you like to recommend The Good People something?
I've got a special recommendation for you, Dylan.
Oh, me? Jesus, okay.
You in particular, you'll love it.
Oh,
It's called Greenland, and it stars
wait.
Jared Butler.
You know what? Funny you mentioned that. I've been looking forward to seeing it.
I've been wanting to watch that as well.
Like,
Well,
Gerard
it's
Butler's
a lot.
disaster films are something else. Like, what's the one he did with that kid out of Across the Universe a few years back? Jesus, I can't remember, but yeah, I've been looking forward to Greenland.
It was good because usually I'm not a big action drama type person. You know, I like comedies, I like silliness, but it engaged me for the whole 2 hours.
Oh, interesting.
It's really, really good. Sort of it focuses on like a family coming together, and there's some twists in it, and you're like, oh crap.
Ooh,
So I would give that a watch.
wonderful. I shall do.
I would put it on my watch list
And
right
then
now.
yeah, it's another one. It's one for late at night. I like recommending films to people and telling them what time of day to watch it.
Right, so late at night with a cup of tea, with cookies, and a throw.
You don't want cookies, you want popcorn for this. You want something that you can anxiously bite.
Ah,
Oh, so how about a ball gag?
If that's your thing, go for it.
Getting the 50 Shades in there whenever I can, bro.
Watch Best Greenland is based off 50 Shades of Grey.
This stream is the 50 Shades appreciation stream. Do they even use a ball gag in 50 Shades? I don't think
I
they do.
don't- I read the bit of the first book and I refused to watch the films because no.
I've seen all three in cinema.
I saw the second one in cinema. I had a thoroughly good time.
They always seem to fall on Jemima's birthday. Jemima from our course. So
Oh.
that would always be like we would sneak cans of cider into the cinema and sit.
Like, I was laughing so hard. Like, 50 Shades 2 was the best comedy I saw that year, hands down. It was amazing.
For me, it was the montage and the third one. They did like a montage at the end, and I was like, this montage is kind of scary. Like, they don't have that many loving moments together.
This is kind of stalkerish, man.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
I love in the second one where they had the big crash, and I was like, he's gonna walk in like nothing happened, isn't he? Please walk in like nothing happened. And he walks in like nothing happened, and I felt vindicated. I let out an audible yes in the cinemas when that happened.
So that's my second recommendation. Watch the montage at the end of 50 Shades of Grey.
Not the films,
Series.
the montage.
Just the little montage at the end with the I don't know,
And
sad
listen
music,
to
romantic music.
no, listen to Shawn Mendes treat you better while you watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I will pass.
Oh. Right. I think I got it out of my system. We went through all the emotions there, you know, the wholesome ones with David, the exciting ones with Amy, the fun,
The weird ones with
the
Jenny.
fun weird ones with Jenny. So yeah, it was great. Thank you for joining us, Jensum. It was great to have you.
Anytime.
It's nice speaking to you.
Thoroughly enjoyed.
It was so great.
Right. Now, how amazing would it be if I never hit record to begin with?
I would cry.
I mean, well, do you have tissues close by, Amy? Is all I'll say. No,
I always have tissues close by.
no,
I'm
I
like
have
the
been.
Hulk of crying.
I have been recording, actually. I'm not solely incompetent quite yet. But, yes. Oh, Jenny, please, let's not go there.
Got to get the final roast in before I go.
You'll not win. But, thank
Jenny,
you.
fight me. Come at me.
Pay for my plane. Alright.
Captain.
Do you know what? Pay for my ferry, and I'll come fight you.
Fine.
All right.
No, I don't have money.
Well, guess I win by default then. Well,
You win
anyway,
because of capitalism.
yeah, I am the capitalist. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening this long. If you have, well, you're a trooper. You deserve some sort of award. I'll give you a crisp high five if I ever meet you. But yeah, thank you all for listening, and thank you all for joining us, and hope to see you again soon. And this is coming out on Valentine's. That's when we usually do the streams.
Yeah.
Because Valentine'sm is happening on this Sunday. That's when it's going up. So hey.
Happy
Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. We probably should have started with that, but you know.
Oh well, we're ending with it.
We
Yeah.
got there
People who stuck
eventually.
around.
Right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.